Stand back. I'm almost through.
Hey, you did it, man.
Hey, everybody. Johnny O from the Plot Hole. We're doing a little bit of live testing, and I figure while I'm live testing, I might as well hang out with you guys. Let's see. Who do we have here? We've got Craft Tequila. Hi. That's good to see you. Good to see you. It's been a while. Irish Demon says, breaking news. The official Flat Earth and Globe discussion group has been deleted. That's one of the things I wanted to talk about. I think that's kind of funny. Little Wolf, good to see you. Alien X Gaming. Yeah, volume is a bit low. All right, we'll fix that. How's that? Is that better? Hope that's better. Who else we have here? JL Warren. What's up, buddy? Tina Jones. Good to see you. Good to see you. How's everybody doing? Everything sound good? No crackling, right? I hope not. Let's see here. JL Warren, first as always. If you're not first, you're last, JL. Helmet Cock, you've already been kicked from Nathan's new group. Yeah, I think it's pretty funny that like the second he gets his deleted, he starts another one. This is where YouTube's finest are hiding. I wish I were YouTube's finest. That would be awesome. That'd be really awesome. I don't know if I'm the finest. Mildly attractive at best, but you know, what am I going to do? Decent quality. All right, Alien X, you said you had some questions for me, so this is the time. I kind of wanted to hang out with you guys for a little bit, just to show my appreciation for all of you, for, you know, giving me a platform to, I don't know, listen to my prattling on about God knows what. So, let's see here. Oh, man. Jessica G says, I have a question for the plot hole. How big is the plot piece? Well, there's three sizes, really. There's gigantic, there's Irish Demon, and then there's me. We'll let you figure that out. NS Sherlock says, does Nathan Thompson think the Earth is actually flat? Buddy does not think so. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It could be an attention-grabbing piece. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that fool. Either way, he's a moron. That's all. Yeah. What are you going to do? Tina Jones says, look and sound good. Look good? Yes. No, that's wrong. See, I'm that's how you know I'm tired, and I agree with somebody who says I look good. Sounding good? Sure, I'll take that. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck Nathan? Hello, Ilya. Drive by hello and like. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah. So anytime anybody wants to ask some questions, more than welcome to. Irish Demon, if you're out there and you want to hop on, give me a call on Skype. We'll bring you on. He is such a conspiracy nut. NS Sherlock, yes, he is a conspiracy nut. The guy's crazy. This whole flat Earth thing, man, it's exhausting if you get too involved in it. And I was listening to, I think it was the Shills earlier when they had some just crazy, I think it was Phuket Word was on. Phuket Word, where the fuck his name is. He was on, and I was just like, golly, it was terrible. What was my first job, says Alien X Gaming. My first like paying job, well, think about this. My first like official job, when we actually pay taxes on, I worked at a mom and pop guitar shop called Zoo Music in Fort Worth. Graduated high school, was in college, and I really just wanted to concentrate on music, and I got the job kind of on a whim. Went up there, put an application in, and then 2 weeks later he said, yeah, I need somebody, so come on up here. And that's what I did. I did that for just over a year at that job. Then I moved on to Guitar Center, worked there for a little over a year, and then went to let's see, where did I go after that? Toys R Us, believe it or not. Yeah, this ugly mug was working at Toys R Us, scaring all the kids away. Let's see. All right, sweet. Irish Demon's going to come in with your says you. I think it's supposed you don't got enough clout, bro. Keep grinding, bro. That's in reference to his little tiff with whatever the fuck that guy's name is. This guy is crazy. Is that about at Team Skeptic? Because you showed his avatar while saying that. No, I think that's just a rotating. Not rotating. Yeah, it's just rotating. It does all that stuff. Oh man, did you hear about? No, JL Warren, I didn't hear about Guitar Center. What's going on? What did I miss? Are they shutting down? Are they finally going out of business? They've been talking about going out of business for years. I mean, years since before. Well, right after I left Guitar Center back in like 2002. I think I left 2002. So yeah. Let's see here. Maybe he's a really good actor making all the money by bullshitting his way through it. And that's so that really is a fair point, right? It's something I thought about, that Nathan Thompson is just doing all this shit so he can couch surf and not have to pay for shit. And it's working for him so far. So maybe he's doing it. Oh yeah, they're prepping to file bankruptcy, but this is nothing new, Jay. They've been trying to file bankruptcy for. Now the question is it shut down bankruptcy, or is it just like a Chapter 7? That's the question, because they sold out to Bain Capital like 6 or 7 years ago, maybe a little longer. And when that happened, everybody knows that Bain Capital buys you. It's because they want to liquidate you and shut your doors, basically run up all the credit, make all the money, and then leave you out to dry. But yeah, so prepping to file bankruptcy. I'm not surprised with that. They've been on the verge of bankruptcy ever since Mars Music went under. There's just no. The problem is Guitar Center, like Mars Music, and like a lot of other brick and mortars, they're not doing enough to stay relevant. Let's see here. So one thing that I thought would save the guitar business specifically, as a musician, I've bought guitars online before, and it's always a gamble. Some you get that are amazing. They play and sound and feel awesome. But some you get are just like, I shouldn't have bought this one. And you turn around and resell it. So if I'm going to put in the money, now there are some differences, right? So like if I were going to buy a PRS, which I found one that I want. I've played dozens and dozens and dozens of different Paul Reed Smith guitars. And way back when I was working at Zoo Music, I'd find a single cut McCarty edition that I loved. That was my go-to studio guitar. It was amazing, and shit happened. I had to get rid of it, and I kicked myself in the ass probably once or twice a month thinking about that, because I loved that guitar. It was such an amazing instrument. So I found one from the same year, but a better color. It's the Teardrop Tobacco Sunburst, which I really like. Now I found one for $2,600, and I'm trying to save up all my pennies so I can afford it. We'll see what happens. But yeah, so anyway, I want to get my hands on the guitar and play it for a little bit to find out if I really want the guitar, or if it's just something I'm going to take and then turn around and sell at a later date. So that's what I thought would save shops like Guitar Center and whatnot, but they didn't do enough to keep themselves relevant in the online world. Like, you can still have brick and mortar and have an online presence. It's tough to do. It's tough to find that balance, because more and more, especially now in the old COVID days, people are looking for, Amazon deliver everything to their front door, and they don't have to get off their, don't have to get off their fat asses. But whatever. Let's see here. Chris Durham says, I got my Martin OM 28 VA Guitar Center. Chris, have you ever played Larrivee guitars? I'm curious to see what you think about those. That's another guitar that I want to get. The Larrivee Acoustic. God bless America. Those things are just butter. Those things are butter. Ugly German Truth says, but these flurfers betray their stupidity every time they try to make an argument. I cannot believe they all are such good actors, because then they was working. That's true, right? I'm not saying that all of them are. I think some of them are. They've all been kind of like Nathan Oakley. He's outed himself. He's let the cat out of the bag that he's really just a Poe, just doing this for money. It's Old Sears from like 1970. Yeah. Alien X Gaming says, There are not many kids wanting to get into real music. They want the auto to mumble bullshit. Okay, so there is that, but there are a lot of kids out there that do want to, pick up the guitar, pick up an instrument, and actually, learn a craft. Like my daughter back there actually says she wants to, and I'm going to teach her. But I think a lot of the pop music mainstream bullshit has kind of taken over even more than it has. Let's see here. Oh, Alien X has another question. 2. What does one need to do to get on this show? Alien, all you got to do is give me your Skype information. I can get you on. I know the producer. He and I go way back. Let's see here. Okay, so Jessica J brings a good point. He says, Chris Durham. I'll come back to that here in a minute. But Jessica G says the only reason Toys R Us didn't stay alive was the investment group that bought them knew they could make way more money off their land than keeping the doors open. So so that's the same company that bought Guitar Center was Bain Capital that bought Toys R Us. Now, Bain Capital, for those of you who do not know, was the same Mitt Romney group that would buy, liquidate, run up, charge up all the credit on these companies and then just dissolve them out and make all the money and then run away. So Bain Capital, if you were bought out by Bain Capital, that was always a sign of bad news. Like you knew that you were on borrowed time. So I worked at Toys R Us that got bought out by Bain Capital, and then Guitar Center got bought out by Bain Capital. And Toys R Us, there was no money to be made there anymore. They were too big. They were way behind the times, way behind. They had almost zero presence online. They had an online shop, but it was terrible, and it was still too reliant on stores. So that's why that's biggest reason they had to sell to Bain Capital, because Bain Capital is one of the people that would buy their debt. Big news, Nathan Thompson's Facebook group has finally been shut down. Yes, Zachariah Hooper, that is amazing. So Chris Durham says, I used to work at Ovation Guitars, honing frets, and I learned that you have to play guitar before you buy it. Online is crazy. I agree. Let's see here. Whoa, it jumped. And Sherlock says, Johnny, hey, I picked up a Silvertone model 26877. I don't play to... What? Sell old Sears. Oh, I got you. Yep, so they did the same thing to KB Toys, Bain Capital. Like I said, that's how Mitt Romney made his millions, was finding businesses that were on their last legs, buying them up, running up their debt, and then liquidating everything off and just walking away with all the profits. J.L. Warren says 64 Fender Strata Classroom Classic White with triple single coil pickups and a whammy bar. Yeah, yep. It's Excalibur. Yes, Ugly German Truth. That is Mitt Romney's old group. Little Wolf's got to take the puppies out. PhD Tony, good to see you. Let's see here. What we got? Toys R Us used to be partnered with Amazon in the early 2000s until they messed up partnership. Amazon.com RS. Yeah, there was a little... that's part of what Toys R Us many missteps. They mishandled that. And then Amazon realized they didn't need Toys R Us. So that was supposed to be a mutually beneficial agreement. But no, they figured out they didn't need them. Oh, hang on a second. What is up? I can't hear you. Are you muted?
Okay, what did you say?
There he is. Let me make sure that everybody can... let's see, y'all. Say something.
Something.
All right, hang on a second. Okay, good. That's going.
You said what is up, and I said the dome.
The dome. You smart person.
Yeah, I just came up with that. Nobody's ever said that
before.
Ever in history. I'm gonna sound like Donald Trump here, but nobody has ever said that in the history of the world. Maybe ever. The best
ever.
Hold on, I just gotta get my glasses.
All right. There is the Mr. Demon is there. Who's saying hi to me? Alien X. Ooh, buddy, where's your Skype? Let me check Alien X. Let's see if I can find you. Skype. Let's go. Pardon me while I get everybody situated here. I think this is you, Mr. Gaming. All right, let me know if that is you.
I'm
back. Hey, that's a nice shirt.
Yeah, it's really sexy.
Has the volume better? Better? Okay, good. We can definitely hear him. Everybody.
So I missed the last bit of your live stream because I was getting a drink.
That's good.
Did you mention about our favorite Facebook group being removed?
Twice now. Yeah, it's good. I mean, we'll say it 3 times. I don't fucking care because good riddance, that dumbass.
So here's the thing, right? I saw some comments on his channel. On his. Oh shit! I just put milky bubbles everywhere.
Is that green milk?
No, God, that leprechaun jizz. That was awful,
that looked
man.
Weird.
So the thing on his own Facebook page, or like his own, profile, was basically him crying to his friends saying that they took down the channel, and approximately half of the comments were like, "That's just because we know the truth, bro. They're trying to take us down, bro." And I'm like, dude, first of all, it's been up for years.
Yeah.
So if they were trying to hide the truth, they would have taken it down ages ago. Second of all, it's got nothing to do with flat Earth. It's the anti-Semitic, racist, transphobic, homophobic comments.
All the hate.
Constantly being
bullshit.
Perpetuated. All the hate bullshit. Yeah. And what Facebook have started to do recently, and I only found this out yesterday. I'm not sure that I fully agree with it. You guys all know I don't like Facebook censorship and stuff, but there's a whistleblower from Facebook who was a content moderator who explained how some of this stuff works. And what happens is when a group gets over a certain amount of people, which isn't that many actually, it's only just over a couple of hundred people, and if people within that group are flagged for hate content, even outside of that group, if more than, say, 10% of that whole group gets flagged at some stage for hate content, then they start to actually look at those groups. So if, let's say, a load of Ku Klux Klan members were also on their local town's group Facebook page to tell people that, somebody's spray painted a window or whatever, that account will automatically be flagged. That group will automatically be flagged just because all those racists are in it. It doesn't mean it'll necessarily be taken down, but Facebook is made aware that all of those same people who've been flagged for racist content are in that group, and then that group is under the microscope at that point. So that's probably why the group got taken down. But who knows?
All right, let me make sure I don't have 2 Skype inputs because we've added Alien X. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Alien X.
What's up?
All right.
How you guys doing?
Good. You have camera or are you going incognito?
My camera's on.
Is it? Well, maybe I need to add an NDI source because I'm a dumbass. Here we go. Let's see. Boom. Forgive me. Forgive me for not being prepared.
Not good enough.
I know. It's never good enough for you. Never good enough for you.
All right, random question. I should probably just mute the stream, right? Shit.
Yes. That would help.
Done. Well, I'm not home, so it don't matter. I'm not making echo. I don't want to hear everybody 14 times. And I don't want to hear everybody 14 times. And right?
There we go. Let me make sure. Hang on. I know because I've added that source. It's going to add another. Where'd it go? There we go. Motherfucker. There it is. Don't worry. Yes, people, I know it's echoing. Now it's not. There we go. All better.
Hey, there's a big Skype on the screen.
Not anymore. I took care of it.
Okay.
Took care of it.
So, yeah. That's some pretty breaking news, isn't it?
That was, you know what? That was one of the best things I saw all day today. I had, yes, Daniel Cooper. I know there's an echo. I fixed it. I promise. I hope I fixed it. Let me know if I fixed it in the chat. I'm sure you will.
Daniel Cooper.
But yeah, I kind of had a very trying day at work today. So yeah, then I saw that and said, yes,
Just cheers you right up, man. Like you guys know I absolutely hate censorship. So I mean, the idea of anybody being censored to me is not right unless the stuff is inciting hatred or the usual shit that like a normal adult would probably agree is fair. Um, but when you have a page where there is constant hate and abuse, anti-Semitism. Like
Yep.
one thing that I was like, for once, I was like, Nathan, I'm on your side with this. I agree with you. Was when I remember I broke that whole thing about how Twitter was absolutely full of CP. We all know CP is right, child stuff.
CP3O.
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
yeah. So when I found that out, and I've been working with a group where we go in and we just nuke a load of channels on Twitter and get them taken down. And Nathan put up a thing about Twitter and Facebook sharing and allowing that stuff on their platforms and how terrible it was. And I was like, dude, finally we agree on something here. That's awesome. And so one of the words that's used, and this isn't a naughty word or anything, this won't get anybody in trouble. It's just a word in the Philippines, and the word is baguette, Baget,
Like
and
bread.
that's no bag. Well, yeah, kind of baguette without the
I
French,
gotcha.
and and basically that word it just means young person or young boy, I think, in the Philippines or whatever. So it's not a dirty word, but it is used to find dirty content on Facebook. So if you search that term on Facebook, it flags immediately and it says you're searching a term which has been linked to CP. Please don't search this term or whatever it is. And so I was like, finally, something we can agree on. And I was happy that we were able to agree on that. And then he turned around and he goes, the word baguette is oddly very much like bagel. And I'm
What?
like, dude, are you
What?
seriously going to make this an anti Semitic thing? Are you
Jesus
fucking kidding me?
Christ.
And then he was like, I don't know. I've never met a Semite, so I can't be anti
Okay, so I
Semitic. I'm
hate
like,
that
dude,
fucking bullshit, right? And that's one
yeah.
thing that kind of sets me off when I'm speaking with Jackson. He'll use that same bullshit. Well, I don't know. I've never met a Semite. Like, get the fuck out of here, okay? You can be anti-Semitic. Okay, how about we just say you don't like Jews? How about we say that? Would that be
Yeah,
agreeable? I mean, for fuck's sake, you know what we're
exactly.
saying, and you know
It's
it,
just
it
semantics,
really
man.
is the argument of semantics.
Absolutely. Jessica G says, when I looked up Irish Demon on Google, it kept coming back with searches for Dirty Sanchez and rim jobs.
Just
Yeah,
Jessica
obviously.
G, did I ever tell you that you're my favorite person?
www.onlyfans.com/Irish Demon if you want to see that same footage.
Oh goodness, God!
Jessica G.
I'm gonna go unsubscribe right now.
All right, so speaking of all that weirdness and all this crazy bullshit, talking about weird conspiracies and whatnot, did you see my last Pratt video?
Yes.
All right, well, I'm glad we got that answered. What's up, Clive Wells?
I don't know what you wanted me to say. Oh, I watched it 40 times. It
Yeah,
was so good.
exactly. That's exactly what I wanted you to say. I watched it 40 times. It was so good. No, I want to talk
That's what
about. We're talking about his biggest bitch was that conspiracy theorists aren't dangerous. That never has ever been a conspiracy theorist that caused harm. And
Oh come on! What kind of bullshit
exactly,
is
Are you fucking
for fuck's sake, I'm like, come on, dude, you can't.
ask the parents of the Sandy Hook children if conspiracy theories did them any
Right.
harm. Thank you very much, Alex Jones, you asshole.
Exactly.
I always thought Alex Jones was funny and all the rest of it, and I know he's come out and apologized for the whole thing because he said he was going through a bit of a schizophrenic stage and all this kind of stuff. Bullshit. He only did that because he got fucking in
Yes.
trouble for it.
Yep.
So. But yeah, ask those people if conspiracy theory. Ask the Pizzagate people who nearly got shot by some guy if
Yes.
conspiracy theories have harmed anybody.
Exactly.
It's a load of bullshit.
Exactly. And that's, I wasn't going to do another Daniel Pratt video because I don't like the guy. I think he's an idiot. I don't think he needs that much attention. But he put this one out, and I figured I'm going to take one more last dig at him to see if he would, I don't know, man up and say something to me. He still hasn't. He's afraid of me. He's batshit scared of me.
I'll probably agree with that.
But I saw this video thinking, nah, fuck this shit. I'm gonna have to respond to this one because that is just blatantly false. And then he brings up like
so much violence. It's nuts.
right. He brings up some weird, not some weird, but he brings up some instances of conspiratorial violence. Like, dude, you're debunking yourself in your own video.
Exactly.
JL Warren says,
Unreal.
what one food is your absolute favorite that you'll never tire of? Let's see here. I don't know. That's tough. It would probably be... Man, I don't know, man. That's tough. I'm going to think about that with JL. I'm going to think about that because, I mean, for me, it depends on the mood I'm in. And... Daniel Cooper, I would be afraid of my beard if I were him too. You got no idea what's living in there.
Remember the Family Guy where they had the birds?
Yeah.
Oh Lord. You know, this is like my first like live streaming thing, and like the delay is so weird. Like watching the
it
chat.
is weird.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys get used to that.
It just takes a minute. Man is his answer. Remind me not to drive to Texas anytime soon. Ugly German truths. Well, you know. I thought you didn't king shame there. Chicken Nuggy Nugs, says Jessica G. Little Wolf says fried chicken. JL Warren, let's see. Daniel Cooper says tacos, PhD Tony, steak. Steak is probably a good one because there's so much you can do with steak. Yeah.
True. But I think, to be fair to the question, I think it needs to be in one particular form.
Medium rare?
What, the steak? Right?
So if you said my favorite food is pork, but you could have that, hundreds of different ways. I think you need to settle on one type for it to be a fair assessment. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
So, like, my favorite food in the world is sticky Korean pork ribs. That's my absolute favorite. But if I was to then say, but you could also cut those ribs up and put them in a stir fry, I think you need to narrow it down to one specific type. So, like, if you said my favorite food is pizza, you got to tell us what kind of pizza. Because you can make a pizza and just put a burger on it and just eat the burger.
Have you ever had cheeseburger pizza?
I've heard of it, but I've never had it, and apparently it's really good.
It was really good.
That's pretty cool.
Craft Tequila says, yay, at the Ballhole Pop Alien X's Stream Cherry. That's true. I did do that. Yeah.
You did.
Let's see here. PhD Tony says medium rare reversed seared porterhouse steak. Now that's very specific.
That's specific enough?
That's very posh as well. Okay, Doc.
Oh man.
Sorry we can't all afford mammoth steak, Doctor.
That's funny. That's funny.
That's glorious.
Oh, PhD Tony, I'm going to send you something to read. Matter of fact, I'm going to do it right now before I forget. I want you to read this, and then, it shouldn't take you, but like you Mr. Brilliant, it shouldn't take you but like 10 minutes at the most. And I want you to tell me what you think of it. Hang on a second. No, that's not what I want, you stupid machine. That's what I need. PH. I got the D. No? What the fuck? Look at me trying to figure out how to do stuff. I'm such a...
I'm sorry, Jessica G. I know.
Oh, Jessica G is the best. If Jessica G says you suck, then yeesh.
I know.
That means she loves you.
Bad. No. I'm going to get some package in the mail. It's going to be poop.
So is Beardsman on my channel tonight, or are we skipping over me, or what's happening?
No, it's on your channel. We're going to go back to your channel, so...
So, yeah, and then okay, cool. So, for the space nerds out there, the new SpaceX Starship, I actually don't know which model they're on yet, is fully assembled and ready to fly, which is a really cool development. They've got the skydive flaps on there and the full landing gear on there, so that's going to be amazing. And it's gone up to like 9 kilometers or something.
Really?
So that's
Stop
be
censoring Jessica
interesting.
G. No way. Hang on a second. We'll fix that. No censoring Jessica G.
Excuse me.
Boom. Jessica G are no longer going to be censored.
Jessica G.
Right. Okay, cool. Boom. Tony, read that. Let me know what you think. Let me know your opinion on it. Tell me if the science makes sense, or at least in a suspension of disbelief type way. All right, cool. 15 kilometers. Daniel Cooper, 15 kilometers? I don't want to know.
Oh, is it 15Ks? Oh, okay. That's the Starship flight. Oh, it's SN8, yeah. That's going to be amazing. It's going to be incredible.
When is that launch?
So,
Is that launch tomorrow?
I'll tell you right now. Hey, you live in Texas. You should go down there. That'd be an amazing place to see it. You know, to be one of the people to actually see it. So, let me see.
I mean, it's all CGI anyway, so I mean.
Yeah, exactly. So there's
Nothing
nothing to
to
see, but
It's all CG. Nobody? Oh. 28th?
so they haven't got the official. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, possibly the 28th because they've got road closures. That's how you can tell when SpaceX are about to do something. They put out a road closure and a noise warning for the peeps of Boca Chica. So, just very quickly, Nathan Thompson had a thing called Flattoberfest,
What the
right?
fuck is that?
So, Flat Earth University, Flattoberfest, and there's literally, I don't know, maybe 100 people crammed into a room together. And as we all know, that's the safest thing you could do right now.
Well, here's the thing.
Yes.
If we're going to put a bunch of flat earthers together,
May as well. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point, actually.
look, here's the
All
thing.
flat
Yeah,
earthers should go to this event.
I don't.
$77 for a ticket.
Fuck that.
For what?
To-
If you want to get, you just run into a wall if you want to get stupider, man.
Really?
You don't need to pay $77.
Excellent.
That's so funny.
That's crazy. No masks, no distance, no common sense. You know, here's the thing. If you want to deny the existence of Oktoberfest with flat beer,
Don't go to Germany.
Jesus.
a historical philosopher says at the plot hole, it's Oktoberfest for retards.
Sounds about right.
I think that's an insult to retarded people.
Yep.
Because even retarded people know that the earth is round.
I just sent you a picture, Johnny.
Uh-oh. Let's see what we got.
So what's this whole stuff about Nathan's buddy Whitsitt getting done for shoplifting? Did you see that?
What? No. What did he steal?
So he was on a channel the other day. I can't remember exactly where it was. And people were like, you got caught for shoplifting, you dick. Because apparently somebody released all of his mugshots.
That's funny.
And he claims that he went into the store and bought a load of stuff. And he put one thing in his pocket because he didn't have enough space for this one thing that he decided to steal.
Oh.
And the cops caught him.
He watched My Cousin Vinny, didn't he?
Yeah, right.
I have no idea
You've
what
never
that
seen My
is.
Cousin Vinny?
Oh, what? Oh, Lord.
No,
Can of
because
tuna.
I'm not
No,
200
You
years
don't have
old.
to be
Hold on, let me
300
see.
years
Oh, yeah.
old.
Yeah, we are.
Was it My
My
Cousin Vinny? Oh, that was made the year after I was born. Nope, never seen that.
You would appreciate that film.
You got it. You gotta. Yeah, you gotta.
I will. I'll watch it. Oh, it's Joe
Yeah,
Pesci.
that's what I'm saying.
Awesome. I love it.
It's a good
Funny
flick.
how?
It's a good flick.
Like a clown funny.
Yep.
I amuse you.
Yep, it's the plot hole intro. Every week.
You stupid
Funny
fuck.
how? Funny like I'm a clown? Like I'm here to amuse you? How the fuck am I funny? What the fuck is so funny about me? Tell me.
What the fuck is so funny about me?
Joe Pesci. Such a fun.
Ah,
So
amazing.
here we go. All right, this is what.
He's a funny guy.
Let's see. This is what you wanted me to show everybody. Where'd it go? There it is. Boom. Let's go full screen. Yeah, this is what we call a COVID party of idiots. Danny DeVito.
What a bunch of.
Danny DeVito too. What? Little Wolf says, "Love my cousin Vinny." Yep. At the plot hole, PhD Tony says the vomiting thing is wrong. It's not vomiting; it's regurgitating, and I looked it up in a book. Maybe it was a wrong book.
What's Witzit's first name?
Isn't it like Ryan or something? Brian or Moron or
Can't remember off the top of my head.
Dickweed,
Dickweed.
I think, yeah. The Little Wolf talks about the deer hunting part, yeah. Bam! A fucking bullet blows out the back of your brains. She was so good.
Yeah, it was shit what the guy was wearing.
Would you give a fuck what kind of pants the son of a bitch who shot you was wearing? She's so funny in that.
Oh yeah, it's Austin.
What? Oh, Austin. I knew it was something like that.
I've got to
like
get
Kyle or
that.
something.
I haven't actually seen the. Yeah, Kyle and Austin. I haven't actually seen the mugshot. So if anybody has got the mugshot, do send that in.
That's pretty cool. I'm eating gummy bears. It's my dinner.
Oh, they'll make you shit. Did you guys ever read the reviews of the sugar-free gummy bears?
Yes, I've got a video coming out about that.
Oh my
Yes.
god! No way!
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be so much.
All right, so funny story.
Uh,
Funny story about that. I didn't do the sugar-free Haribo gummy bears. I went to the store way back when. PhD Tony, well, did you read the story? He was in the. Never mind. Anyway, I was it was back when I was at whatever, it doesn't matter. I was at work, and I said, I want something sweet. So I went to the store. We had a store, like a grocery store, right next door to us. So I went there and I grabbed some Werther's, because I'm old. But I grabbed some Werther's candy, paid for them, and went back to work. Grabbed a handful of them, put them on my pocket, and kind of just like rapid fire ate a few, noticing that they tasted different. And we had this pregnant girl that worked for us at the time, and she wanted some, so I gave her some too, and she ate a couple. She ended up going home. It was just the end of her shift, so she takes off. It was myself and a brand new employee who had never worked by herself or never. This is all new to her. All of a sudden, I get a little rumbly in my tumbly, and I was like, "Oh, what's going on here?" And I said to myself, "Man, that's kind of uncomfortable. I don't think I'm going to trust this fart." So I didn't. I waited, and I said, "Oh man!" And I looked at the bag of Werther's candies that I got, and it said sugar free on the bottom. I said, "Fuck me."
Beautiful.
We had 45 minutes to go before I was able to leave the store, and I made it 20 minutes before I had to just camp out in the bathroom. I probably lost.
evacuate.
It was a massive
What's the,
evacuation.
What's that chemical called? Aspartame or something like that?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
yeah.
Yeah. I made that mistake before with there's this coffee place I used to stop at, and I would get a coffee there every day, and eventually I was like, oh, I got to give up sugar, so I got sugar free, and I used to get one of those ginormous coffees because I was working nights, and like that, man, at the time I was doing patrol, and I was driving along in the middle of the bush, and you can't hear a fucking thing, and the only thing I can hear is like, and I was like, uh-oh. Well, when you hear that sound in your stomach, it's like, okay, I've got loads of time. When you hear that sound directly inside your beehole, you have got, if you sneeze, you're going to have to clean that car.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's not good. I sent you a picture, by the way.
I did. I had to turn off my. I had to close out Discord because it eating up too much bandwidth and causing bad connections, lots of buffering.
Yeah, NASA don't give us good internet.
They don't. And I live right next to NASA. What the fuck?
Oh yeah.
On that frame.
Commander Darklight says, at the plot hole, did it help with your weight loss competition? Had I been in a
For
weight
a
loss,
short time.
Yeah, for a short time. Had I been in a weight loss competition at that time, yeah, I dropped like 15. No bullshit. I dropped like 10 pounds afterwards because it lasted from that night all the way through the next day. Like it got to the point where if I got the little I had to go. There was no I'll wait till later. Nope.
That's awesome. I got a story for when I was drumming on stage.
Oh boy.
Not didn't shit myself, but in, in the middle of the set, like they always would bring us drinks. Okay, they bring us shots. So they would literally interrupt our songs, bring us shots, and we're like, oh, okay. So anyway, I was doing Jaeger way too much, and like we were already shit faced by the time we get up on stage, and they come to us with these shots, right? So we stop the song, we take the shot. We're like, all right, cool. Start playing again. Not even like a minute later, I burped, and it wasn't just a burp. Yeah. The shot just came right up. I was like, oh, shit. And like in the middle of people like all staring, I'm like, oh, Lord. But nobody saw it because I'm behind the kit, so I was good to go. It was sad.
I used to do this
That's
deal.
fucked
I had
up.
I had the wireless setup, so I would jump off the stage while we were playing, play guitar, go up to the bar, order shots, take shots while playing, and then go back and play some more. That was fun. I remember the good old days of being a rock star. Now I'm just a parent.
I'm trying to find this mugshot from the shoplifting thing.
Oh, from Witsit.
Yeah, I found his other mugshot from last year
Is it?
where he punched
That
some
guy's just a
dude.
fucking retard. God, no, I'm sorry. He's not a retard. I don't know what he is. Stupid.
I hate that
Stupid.
guy, man. He's a dick. Oh, he's so stupid. And like, I don't mind if somebody's stupid, but it's when somebody's stupid and they try to speak like they're not. It's really painful.
Yeah. PhD Tony says I have to edit out my breathing. We're talking about sensitivity to mic. Turn your pre-gain down. Jessica G, if you intend to get a mic, if you intend to get an SM7B like this one here, make sure you buy yourself a cloud lifter to go with it. That always helps. Let's see here. Yeah, Commander Darklight. What did you? Okay, Commander Darklight says I miss being on stage too. Those were the best times. Were you a musician or were you a stage performer like an actor? Let me know. I'm curious because I see the stuff that you do with your like your Batman suit and your Halo. That shit's that's just awesome. I'm curious.
Amazing.
If you guys want to see somebody awesome build from scratch he's got his own Batman suit, he's got his own Commander suit from Halo. You got another one, don't you, Commander Darklight? Are you working on another one? You a drummer? Very good. Yeah. My goodness.
Excellent.
I can never find good drummers. Like I have the only drummer I have is this machine, and that even he gives me trouble.
Sometimes my bandmates used to tell me they were going to repair Casio. I'm like, oh shit.
You were
So,
drumming a
I got
death
some
metal
good
band?
news.
That's fucking amazing. What was it called?
The fluffy pink kitties.
That would be the shit.
Metal.
That would be the shit.
As
If it was
fuck.
the fluffy pink kittens. The fluffy pink
I got some
kittens.
good news for you,
All right, what you got?
Johnny. So my oldest brother is one of the chief commanding officers of the what would you say? The Irish Ambulance Service, the paramedic service, and so yesterday he was awarded a medal by the government for his work with the military for the COVID relief
Uh-huh.
response. So pretty proud of that.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty epic. I'm so proud of him for it. So yeah, he got issued a medal for that yesterday.
That is cool.
So some good news in the world
Yeah,
finally.
right.
But Ireland's just gone back into stage 5 lockdown, which is not good
Man,
news.
it's going to happen
Yeah.
over here in this. Well, no, it's not going to happen over here in the States. We're just going to pile bodies in the streets. But it should happen over here in the States soon. It's not going to, though. They're
crazy.
talking about, the end of November, we're going to get rid of masks requirement, period. It's like, for fuck's sake.
No. Come on now.
Yeah, it's getting out of control. It makes me sad. Like, I mean, I'm blessed where I live. I mean, I'm in Western Australia. I think last night yesterday we have 5 cases, and all of them came from overseas, and they're all in lockdown. None of them are allowed to leave, etc., etc. So we have essentially no cases here whatsoever. I don't think we had any deaths. We might have had one death. There's like if you were to come to Western Australia right now, it feels like exactly as it did, 5 years ago. There's no precautions being taken really. People pack the stores, pack the cinemas, pack pubs, restaurants, like nothing ever happened. We are really lucky out here. But our government shut down really early.
Yeah.
The Western Australian government, the state government, and they kept the borders closed. The rest of Australia is opening up in the coming weeks, and our state premier was like, "Nope, we're staying closed. Tough shit." And so it's the best thing to do. We've fought it off. We've kept it out of our state for the past, however many months, and for them to just open the gates now is stupid. Really fucking stupid.
I mean, we're that close to having a viable vaccination. I mean, come on, just give it a little bit longer till we get a viable vaccine out to get some herd
That's
immunity
all it
built
is.
up, and then we can go
And it
back
will be
to a
good.
little bit of the way things were.
Absolutely. To quote Joe Biden, "Come on, man."
Come on, man. Do you ever?
It's really funny. Did you guys watch the debate?
No, I have
I
better.
missed
I
it.
want to take that back. I watched a little bit of Greater Sapiens live reaction to it, so I caught a little bit of the debate.
I watched a whole lot. I always watch that kind of stuff, and it was interesting that somebody obviously told Joe Biden not to say "Come on, man," and the whole way through he was like "Come on," and then he would just stop before he said "man." It was just really funny. I just thought it was hilarious.
PhD
Come
Donor
on.
says, "Yeah, that's right. Everyone was so keen to go to Western Australia."
Hey, fuck you, Tony. Western Australia is great. Although Tony lives in the best state in Australia, they're the first state to legalize cannabis. I know a load of people who are like, I'm seriously considering moving there because. But hey, look, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm lucky. I can use it legally. I've got a an exemption, so I can use it legally. But the majority, like the amount of weed that I have right here in this tub, is enough to get somebody put away for a couple of years. But I walk down the street and smoke it in front of a cop, and they could do nothing because I've got
It's
this
me
little piece of
medicine.
paper.
It's me medicine.
Yeah,
man.
I've got this little piece of paper, and so you go to jail. But because I got this tiny piece of paper, I don't go to jail. It's stupid. It's fucking stupid, man.
Don Giovanni says, "Hey, Plot Hole, I tried to listen to your podcast yesterday, but it was really fuzzy. When's your next episode?" Yeah, I don't know what happened, but about a third of the way through, right before the last musical break, something happened. I think one of my dogs may have knocked loose one of the cables, and then ever since then, it just wouldn't correct itself. I went to a musical break, unplugged, replugged, all that shit didn't fix itself. Right now, everything seems to be going well, so I hope that's good. That means nothing's broken, nothing is permanently damaged. I have backup cables just in case. But we do the Plot Hole on rockmetaltalk.com every Friday night at 8 Central. I don't know what that is, your neck of the woods. I think that's what, 9 a.m. for you there, Irish?
Are those Cheez-Its from this morning or what? Or
Yeah,
last evening for you?
they're so good, man.
Oh man, like I was at work when you were doing this, so I couldn't ask a whole bunch of questions. 'Cause, like I'm curious about other cultures, foods, and stuff like that. I don't know, because I didn't do much traveling. But
Yeah,
like that, I don't know. That was a fun stream today.
It was really fun, Matt, after it, though.
I bet.
Those wasabi peas when you saw. Oh man, I was like, no,
Oh,
no, don't
man.
do it.
If they're real wasabi peas, are good and spicy, and they're not. They shouldn't tear you up too much.
So I looked at these ones, and it does say there's real wasabi powder in it, but it also says seasoning.
Yeah.
And my guess is part of that seasoning is horseradish.
Horseradish, yeah. I mean, that's what most wasabi is that you get over here. Anyway, it's going to be just horseradish that's colored. Clive Will says, "Yeah, I tried to listen to the podcast, but gave up due to the poor quality of the audio." PhD Tony says, "At the plot hole, fossilized is the wrong word. You should have used frozen or preserved when talking about mammoths." Fair enough. Fair enough. This is why I take my homework to the
To a
professionals.
geography teacher.
To a geography teacher. He can tell me to make sure that I have all my states labeled correctly.
I fucked up the cameras apparently. Sorry.
Uh-oh.
There was they've unfrozed a couple of nematodes, and they came back to life, and they've been frozen for 20,000 years.
That's interesting. Jessica G says, "I spammed the link to your show last night, and it happened to be the one night you had all of the jail warrant audio issues." Oh, that's funny. Yeah, it happens, Alien X. This OBS thing, it sucks.
Yeah,
It does suck.
Yes, and I don't know. I'm still trying to work out a lot of bugs with it.
Yeah.
You see some of it was just kind of whatever.
So, Alien, you do a bunch of gaming, right?
Yeah. I mean, I do some gaming. I haven't recorded a lot of gaming because, like, I didn't really even decide I was going to do anything until 3 weeks ago or something stupid. But yeah, what kind of question you got?
Well, I'm just curious. I just thought maybe you were going to start becoming more of a live streamer or more of a content creator with your Let's Plays.
I would love to do either one, to be honest. But I don't know. I just got Warzone and all that other stuff like that. Like, I mean, I could do first-person shooters. I've been playing Counter-Strike Source for 18 years or whatever the hell it is. But I don't know many people, so it's hard for me to find somebody to play with. Yeah.
No one wants to play with me. That's what it sounded like you said.
No one will. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Jessica G says, "At Jail Warren, I'm so excited. Master Debaters is soon, right?" Jessica G, Master Debaters is on Halloween night. We are going to discuss the film series Halloween. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I hope to see you guys next Saturday. I think we're going to do 8 o'clock, 8 to 9:30, 8 to 10. Depends on how that conversation goes. Why is PhD Tony Earthworm Jim? Jessica G, Masturbators is on in a few days, guys. If anything, tune in just to see Eugene's sexy arse. Am I going to put Eugene's butt on there? My goodness. Jessica G says, "I want more Eugene." Jessica G, you really are my favorite.
Oh, you son of a gun, PhD.
What did PhD do?
He just called me a ginger.
Oh, that's funny.
My hair is not red.
It looks red. You look very you're suspect ginger. Okay. I'm just gonna say you're very suspect ginger. Right? You look more Irish than Irish Demon.
And I've always said that he's fake Irish. Just saying.
Nothing really. Irish Demon, you're just gonna let him get away with that.
He's just munching away on cheese.
And he's muted too, so.
These cheeses are so good. I wasn't muted. I just couldn't talk because I was so excited. This sweet, delicious, cheesy MSG is just amazing.
So this is the first time you ever had Cheez-Its?
Those look rather big for Cheez-Its, though. I don't know. Can you pull them up on the cam?
They're giant
the big
Cheez-Its.
Ones,
yeah.
Oh. All right.
Extra
Yeah.
big. America cheese.
and everything's fake, just yellow colored square of MSG salt and
Yeah, I'm trying to swear.
my goodness.
That's what I'm talking about. Oh, let me see if there's what's in this.
No, you don't want to read it. A little bit of fat, maybe some mice. Yeah, just the fillers. Are you gonna read out loud, or are we just waiting in anticipation?
Yeah, I thought
Oh, that's actually a good point.
he's all one of these
Please,
ingredients.
enriched
We're all waiting
flour.
with bated breath, and Irish is just stuffing his face.
I guess I got to do it with an American accent, right? Ingredients: enriched flour,
That is not how we sound, you bastard.
wheat flour, niacin, reduced iron, vitamin B, vitamin B2, folic acid, vegetable oil. What in the fuck? A high oleic soybean palm, and or canola oil, and or shouldn't you know? With TBHQ for freshness, cheese made with skimmed milk, skimmed milk, whey protein, salt, cheese cultures, enzymes, annatto extract color, and contains 2% earth, paprika yeast, paprika extract color, and soy lecithin, and a good serving of America.
Yeah, that's pretty
It's
much
good shit.
what
It's good
Mark
shit.
is.
I like it.
Bunch of filler and fake. PhD Tony says, unpopular opinion, I have never seen any of the Halloween or Friday the 13th films. That's not an opinion, actually, just an admission. And J.L. Warren promptly and correctly says, blasphemy. How can you not have seen any of the Halloween or Friday the 13th films? The first Friday the 13th...
I haven't.
Really, it's a great film. It's a great film. I don't want to spoil it for you, even though it's been out for like 100 years. But you
It's
should
on
watch it.
Netflix.
It's good. No, I think you can get it on Shudder, maybe Hulu. I don't know if you guys have Shudder or Hulu over there.
Never heard of it.
No? I can't, man.
I'll check it out.
You should check it out. I think you'd like it. It's a good one.
What's it called?
Halloween and Friday the 13th. Look for the original, not the excuse me, not the remake.
So the 1978 version?
Yeah.
Yes.
The remake wasn't terrible. It just wasn't good. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
A lot of remakes are never as good as the original, but
My favorite scary movie is Hocus Pocus.
Now, here's the thing. I like Hocus Pocus. I think it was a very creative film. But it's not scary.
Yes, it was.
Although that cat running around, that cat was something else. And apparently that's the same cat in Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yeah,
more you
I have heard that.
Better be careful. Jessica G and Clive Wells are going to come after me.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, I'm just
All right.
reading.
Tony says that he has seen a Nightmare on Elm Street film.
Which one? Number 2? 7
14?
and 10 are my favorite Fridays. I can't do Jason X. I can't do it. It's so stupid. I just can't do it.
Jason versus Freddy. Oh my
That
god.
was even worse. Ugly German Truth says my favorite scary movie is The Trump Prophecy. It's the best. Bigly.
We've got to get a collection of all of the Flat Earthers mug shots.
Oh man.
You already sent him that picture. No.
Yeah,
All
I
those
sent
guys
you
at that
a picture.
convention.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I got one of them.
I sent a picture of his mugshot. His mugshot.
So we've got Nathan Thompson. We've got Whitsitt. Who else do we need? We need. I don't know. Does Nathan Oakley have one?
No, he should have one though for beating up his kids.
He should. Yeah. Oh, PhD Tony says he saw the third one. That's actually a good. Nightmare on Elm Street number 3. That's a good one. The Dream Warriors, very good. Alien X Gaming, you remember Blockbuster? Yeah, I remember Blockbuster. I remember that was cool. I'm going to Blockbuster this weekend.
Yeah.
That was the video store,
Yep,
right?
it was video store.
It
Yeah.
was.
Hmm.
As far as I know, there is still one open in Alaska.
I think there's one. There's one in Garland, Texas. I think there's still one over here in Texas open.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was just in
there
Alaska.
was
What about
one.
Little Wolf?
There was one remaining store in Australia.
Blockbuster.
There was one here in Western Australia, I think it was. Yeah, it closed recently. Let me just see. I'm just trying to find out where. Yeah, it was in the town of Morley, which is like. Actually, I was there yesterday, right where the Blockbuster store is. I went to a fish auction yesterday.
A fish auction.
And I'm a fish auction, and I made what one might only describe as a boo-boo. So I have my fish racks all set up all around me. I think I've got maybe 15 aquaria set up at the moment, about 15, 17, something like that. And so I buy and breed a lot of rare fishes and auction. And I was chatting with a mate or whatever, and this fish came up, and it was a pair of parrot cichlids, which is a type of South American fish. So I was like, cool, I'll buy those. They'll be good for one of my small tanks. So I bid it, and eventually I won it. And, you know, I won maybe 5 or 6 different lots. So I went up to pay for them. And, you know, I was looking through the bags. I was like, oh, there's those shrimp I won. There's those guppies I won. And I picked up this one. I was like, what the fuck is this? What are these fish? Weird looking little cichlid. I was like, shit, I kind of feel a bit weird about actually asking somebody, you know, what is this fish that I just bought? And I said it to my mate, and I was like, oh, check out the fish I bought, hoping that he would pick it up and go, oh, that's one of those, whatever. And so he was like, oh, what's this one? I was like, I don't know. What is that one? And so he took the bag up to somebody and was like, hey, what's this? So it turns out what I bought is actually called a true parrot cichlid, not just a parrot cichlid. So at the moment, it's about 2.5 inches long. This thing will grow to be a giant, fucking insane looking fish. And yeah, I don't know where I'm going to put them.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
And they're a licensed fish. You have to have a license for them, so I can't just sell them or give them away to somebody.
See, historical philosopher, you said that the Bender, Oregon is the last remaining Blockbuster, but I just I'm reading an article now that says that the last remaining is the one in Alaska. I don't think it's like one of those things that nobody really knows the answer. NPD Central Control. Holy shit. We are letting Fish Nerd incriminate himself. Let me ask you a question, Irish. I've got my red ear slider turtle, Karai.
You have a hold on, what? You have a what?
Red ear slider, a turtle, red ear slider.
Okay.
Yep. I want to put some fish in her tank, and I'm kind of curious, to help keep it clean. What should I put in there that she won't eat?
So what do you want to keep clean exactly? The glass or?
Everything.
So your best bet is catfish to keep glass clean, especially bristlenose catfish. Now, turtles will generally eat anything that moves, though. That's the only thing.
That's what I was thinking.
Is there plants in there or rocks? Or
no, I don't put.
Well, she'd probably eat the plants. To be fair,
we've got some fake plants in there that she leaves alone.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. It's just somewhere for a fish to hide. I'm just trying to think. I mean, they will pretty much eat any fish that you put in there. The only thing that might stand a chance is a pleco, but even then, see, plecos, which are a type of catfish, sucking catfish, they live with turtles in the wild. And I think they are actually a prey animal. How big is the tank, though?
75 gallons.
Oh, okay, that's a big tank.
She's a big turtle, though.
Well, you could put a lot of really fast fish in there, like tetras and stuff, that would be too small for her to even really think about.
Yeah.
Or another good option would be Siamese algae eaters. They're very fast and they're very careful. So they might be okay with her. But they could also end up being a $5 snack. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
All right. So if I put some, I'm thinking about building her a different type of enclosure, something that gives her, because we've got one of those floating basking stations, and they
Yeah.
always get filthy, and no matter what I do, I keep
They're
yeah,
gross.
they get gross. So I think what I need to do is build her like a 2-stage tank or enclosure habitat.
Yeah.
Have all the
Yeah.
water in the like fill the 75 all the way up, and let that be her, her swimming space, and have a dark space down there for her to hide out, kind of whatever, get away from the
Yeah.
world, and then have the
Instead of one of those basking things, put like real rocks and or real driftwood in there, and she'll pull herself up onto that. And
Yeah.
then it doesn't really matter if it gets dirty because it's driftwood,
Right.
which is pretty dirty looking anyway.
Well, what I was thinking was I would, like I said, I would build a separate enclosure to go on top of what we currently have, and have that just to ramp up with some of that fake grass stuff. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then she could
That
just use
would
that.
be really cool. That would be really, really cool.
That way she has more room to play.
I'll send you a good picture of a turtle habitat that I saw.
I saw
It
one
wouldn't be
online. This
too
guy
hard to
had.
make.
What's that?
It wouldn't be too hard to make. Like I can honestly say I've never actually handmade an aquarium before. I'm going to in the coming weeks. I've got a very specific aquarium that I want to make. But let me send you a picture of. This would be ideal, and you could probably put fish in here with her as well. In either one of the two that I've just sent you.
We're getting
First one's amazing.
Clive Wells is falling asleep apparently. PhD Tony says, and I'm the boring beardsman. No, well, I never said you were boring, PhD. Okay, I never said you were boring, Tony. I said you were fascinating, actually. Yeah. PhD Tony, we need questions for the plot hole to answer, says Alien X. Yes, I'm here to answer your questions. No more questions? All right, there we go. That was easy. What you got? Come on, hit me with the good stuff. Hit me with the good stuff. I already gave you my work history, the story where I almost shot myself. The plot hole says, or I'm sorry, Little Wolf says, at the plot hole, why is the name the plot hole? That's a good question. So this podcast started out as a top 10 show on the Jay Stone Show, which is a part of rockmetaltalk.com network. Matter of fact, Jay Stone is the program director, so he's the one who does all this shit. He brought me over and said, hey, look, we need a show because your segment, which was supposed to be a 5 to 10 minute segment, is constantly turning into a 20 to 30 minute segment. So just do your own show. You get a lot of people listening to that segment specifically, so do it. And Jeremy and I sat down and we thought, man, what the fuck should we name this show? And the plot hole was the first thing that came up because we'd always been interested in film. The thing that drew he and I together the most outside of music was film. So analyzing films, looking for things that were wrong, things that were right, etc. So the plot hole just kind of came to us, and then we run with it. And then, now we just step into rabbit holes all over that show. If you're an avid listener of the podcast, you know what I mean. So that's why the plot hole. PG Tony at the plot hole. So favorite game franchises, and will you still buy Bethesda games if they become Microsoft exclusive? I don't know. See, I kind of got out of the whole video game thing whenever I had kids because they took over the video games. I play every now and again. Some of my favorite.
Sorry, Johnny. I've just got to head out, mate. Just had something coming up, so I've got to go. Sorry,
No
guys. Talk to you guys later. Right. Have a good one.
See you, Demon.
See you later, man.
Take care.
Let's see here. So I'm going to some of my favorite video game series. The Legend of Zelda, that was always a fun one. Mortal Kombat, grew up on that one too. Fable, actually, and Lionsgate Studio, Fables 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. Let's see here. Historical philosopher at the plot hole. Favorite movie, non-horror. That's tough. That's a tough one. Outside of horror, what's my favorite film? I don't know. Braveheart for the longest time was one of my favorites. Rabbit Hole, my newest song is called Down the Rabbit Hole. Chris, if you want to send that over, I would love to listen to it. Or tell me where I can find it to listen to. I don't know. It's maybe Braveheart, Shawshank Redemption. I like. It's tough. It kind of depends on what I'm in the mood for. If I'm in the mood for a comedy, one of the funniest movies I've seen. Geez, that one's tough. Ghostbusters is fun. I like Ghostbusters. Groundhog Day is a good one.
Yes.
Man, that's tough. I wish I had a better answer for you, historical philosopher. Right now I'll just go Braveheart, because there was a time I watched Braveheart every single day, and I do mean every single day for a year. I would just put it on and watch it. So we'll go Braveheart.
Wow.
Yep. Showgirls, Jail Warrant Showgirls. Oh, that's true. Yeah. So Alien X, what are you can answer some of these questions too. What's your favorite non-horror film?
Gosh. Yeah, kind of same thing like you. It's like very, very hard to decide. Um, I like old school war
Old
movies.
school, like Patton.
Even Patton was cool. Even even Saving Private Ryan is, I don't know, it's a very, I don't know, that kind of topic actually piques my interest a lot. So yeah, I kind of watched a lot of that crap. Yeah, that's about it.
What about video game series?
Well, I played Final Fantasy 11 for forever, so Square Enix, I like them. Um, a lot of the like MMOs back in the day, I would play, which I've never played WoW, surprisingly enough. Um, but what was another one that was free for a long time? It was Rift. Rift was awesome. So that's the kind of games that I like to play. But I'm trying to get back into first-person shooters. Just for shits and giggles, pretty much.
Paul Shortell says Saving Private Ryan. I saw that in theaters, and it was a terrific film. Love that one. At the Plot Hole, great movie, the best, along with Godfather and The Shawshank Redemption. Yeah, see, I was a fan of Shawshank Redemption before everybody else was a fan of Shawshank. I saw that in theaters too. I thought, man, this movie's fucking amazing. And it bombed in the box office because I think it was because of the name of Shawshank. People just couldn't say it and kind of turned them off about it. And then they looked at it, not realizing that was a Stephen King film. Excellent film. The cast on that one, J.L. Warren talks about The Green Mile. Saw that in theaters as well. The Green Mile was amazing. Yeah.
That movie was awesome.
That was Michael Clark Duncan's best role. He did amazing. Michael Duncan Clark. I can never remember which order they go in. Let's see. Clive, you keep bringing up that film. Alec Guinness is awesome in it, but as a film, it is not that great. Are we talking about The Godfather? Godfather's a good film. Earth Star Voyager. I'm not familiar with that.
I don't think I've ever heard of that. Yeah, I haven't heard of that.
Let's see here. Getting your AF gear was so bad. Arse. It took forever, but once you got it, you felt so awesome. I'm not sure. I stopped playing games for the longest time. Final Fantasy, I played the original. Now, I'm not talking about the American original. Of course, I played that one too. The American original really is Final Fantasy 3 that we called Final Fantasy. And then, here I am getting into nerdisms. It is a travesty. I don't know what to say. The opening scene of Saving Private Ryan was shot in Ireland. Yes, it was. Funnily enough, they didn't shoot that in Normandy. Historical philosopher says it's with a travesty that Morgan Freeman did not win the Oscar for Best Actor.
Did win
that year? Yeah, they did. Oh, the British Bridge on the River Kwai. Yeah, I haven't seen that one. Alec Guinness wasn't in The Godfather. Yes, I know, Alec. I know, Clive. I was curious. That's what confused me. I didn't see the bridge on the River Kwai in there, so I was confused when you said Alec Guinness and The Godfather. Yeah. I just started a channel at 90 subs. How do you get on live stream shows like this as a guest? Atheist Junior, look me up on Discord. Matter of fact, let me get everybody a Discord link, and I will. You know what? If one of my mods would put a link to the Discord in there, because if I try to bring up Discord now, it's going to crash my live stream. Let's see. What is your second favorite film genre after horror? Probably comedy. Maybe action. I don't know. It's a toss-up between comedy and action, but probably comedy, because after all the horror stuff, I like to get in there and have a good laugh. Some of the funnier movies I've seen recently, things like 40-Year-Old. I say recently, but more postmodern. Like 40-Year-Old Virgin was a good one, but only the director's cut. Dodgeball. I love that movie. Let's see here. It's another good comedy I've seen recently. You know, I can't think of any. I do like some of the older films too, like The Hustler. That's a good one. Alien X Gaming. I have too many screens. What are you doing? You over there multi-screening?
I have. Okay, so I got a 50-inch TV up top. I got 2 monitors down here, and everything has something different on it.
Yeah,
It's kind
that's
of
what I used to do.
fun. So like that's why like if I'm looking up like in my camera or whatever, because I got it on my left screen. I don't know. It just looks like I never look in the camera, so I apologize if.
Oh, I do the same thing. As I read here and then I try and look up here. He didn't win. Martin Landau won for Ed Wood, one of the worst movies and performances ever. Yeah, so here's a problem that I have with the Oscars, the Tonys, the Grammys, all them things. They're really just popularity contests. It's whoever can buy. All those Oscars are bought. That's all that shit is. Game Night is an awesome comedy for those who haven't seen it yet. Isn't it? Is that the one with what's his name? Gosh, Jason Bateman, right? That's got Jason Bateman, and there's like a killer thing going on. It's like a comedy murder mystery type thing. Speaking of which, Game Night.
Which one is that? Game Night?
Am I thinking of the wrong film?
Game Night. Is that the one with Will Ferrell?
I thought it was Jason Bateman. I can't remember. I haven't seen it yet, obviously. But speaking of like murder mystery stuff, it's kind of funny. I saw that one.
You're right. You're right.
So I saw the one with Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston. I think it was called Murder Mystery. That one was actually pretty good. Everybody talks about Adam Sandler movies suck nowadays. I think you mean Date Night. Date Night was cool. Date Night with Will. What's his name from The Office? Yeah, Steve Carell and oh man, what is her name? I see her. Tina Fey. That was fucking hilarious. Yeah, Date Night was awesome. Making a left turn. Now I had to pick up that risotto off the ground to eat it. Oh, that's a good one. All right, come on. Where are the good questions? Oh, yeah. What's your second favorite film genre there, Alien?
Everybody loves comedies. So, yep, comedy. But sci-fi, that kind of stuff. I mean, all that stuff's kind of interesting to me. I mean, like, I don't know how many thousands of DVDs I have down there, but most of the comedies.
Yeah, so comedy, sci-fi, action, those are kind of all right there. Historical Philosopher says, that's the same year that Forrest Gump won Best Picture, another awful movie that's grossly overrated. I can see why some people would say that, but I enjoyed Forrest Gump. I thought Forrest Gump was a really good film. Adam Sandler did a movie called Just Go With It. Yeah, right. That was a good one. I saw it once. I need to go back and rewatch it, but it was pretty fun. Little Wolf says, I love rom-coms. It has to be a good rom-com. It can't just be the typical Matthew McConaughey rom-coms, because those got old and boring really quick.
About Bruce Almighty. Is that a rom-com?
I think it's
or
just
is that
straight comedy. Bruce
Okay.
Almighty was funny. That was a good one. Oh,
yeah.
you know, one of the funniest Adam Sandler films was, oh Jesus, Anger Management, and it wasn't Adam Sandler that made that film funny. It was Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
What did I say? I said Nicholas, didn't I? I fucked that up. My bad. But still.
It's okay. One's a golfer. You know, whatever. Yeah. And that monk scene. Will the beast. Okay, so PhD Tony says, name an actor whose films you will go see just because they are in it.
Ryan Reynolds.
I don't know. I like Ryan Reynolds in Deadpool. He was born to play that role.
Oh yeah, he was.
Born to play the role. Let's see here. I don't know. Tom Hanks might be one of the actors that I'll go see one of his movies. I'm not one of those people that look at a film say, "Oh, who's in it? I'm going to go see it." I'm a person who looks at the film and says, am I interested in the material?" Now, there are certain actors that are huge turnoffs for me. If I see that a certain actor is attached to a project, like Robert Pattinson in the new Batman film, like,
Oh my god, dude! All right, so like I live near Chicago, okay, and they're filming here, okay.
Yeah.
So they've got like roads shut down and shit, and I'm like, how do I sneak onto this movie? You know, but I don't know. I wouldn't want to get any of that fairy dust on me. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm misjudging Robert Pattinson, but I remember him in what was that? Harry Potter, and he sucked in that. I thought his performance was terrible. And then he did the sparkly vampire bullshit. I'm like, God damn it! It's just don't.
Oh shit.
Let's see here. Tony says that's true, but some actors have a good eye for scripts, right? I do agree. I do agree that certain actors, like Daniel Day-Lewis, knew how to choose a film. He only picked like 2 films a year, or 1 every 5 years. I mean, he was very particular about what he picked to work on. And even still, like, I didn't like There Will Be Blood. I thought it was boring as fuck. You know. There Will Be Blood. That's a movie that is literally what it's about. You have to wait the entire goddamn 2.5 hours, and you get to see some blood at the end, before the end credits. Best superhero movie. I'm a huge Batman fan. The original Batman with Michael Keaton. I didn't hate the Christopher Nolan one. I liked Dark Knight Rises. I like the whole Dark Knight series with Christian Bale. Thought it was okay. But best superhero movie. Tina Jones, that's a tough one too. I'm going to default to Batman just because I love it. So, Blade, J.L. Warren, come on.
Blade 3. No.
Let's see here. Big Hero 6, what is it? Alien X Gaming, because if it was you, it tastes like detergent. Okay.
He asked me if I sent him the Merlot or whatever. I guess somebody sent him Merlot. It's huge in Chicago. But no, I didn't send that to you. I have no idea. I've never sent anybody anything yet. Maybe eventually. That'd be kind of fun to send some shit.
Ugly German Truth says, have you seen the trailer for the upcoming movie, The Day Shall Come? I haven't. I'll have to check it out. And then, okay, Flash Gordon is the best superhero movie.
Heathens. No.
Death to Ming.
I just keep picturing the movie Ted.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Actually, best superhero film, X-Men 2. I liked all the X-Men series, even the ones that people didn't like. They didn't like Origins. I thought it was fine. I thought there was nothing wrong with X-Men Origins. Um, you know what? I am going to go ahead and edit my choice. I'm going to go with Logan as the best superhero film. I thought that.
Logan was
Oh man,
awesome.
I thought it was one of the best ways to wrap up a character. Um, Keeping kind of close to source material with the old man, the old man Logan comic series. So yeah, I saw that with my wife. I think we bought it on Amazon or some shit, and we watched it together. And I immediately watched it again. It was so good. That little girl was
Like,
amazing. Whatever her name is.
yeah, she was, dude.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Historical philosopher says at the plot hole, favorite best sports movie. For me, that was always Rudy. Love that film. Little Sean Astin, doing his thing.
All right. Have you ever seen the movie Necessary
Yes, of
Roughness?
course. Yep,
That was one of my
that was a
favorite
good one.
sports
Yeah.
movies. Definitely
Hey, Sheriff. Yep, it's Billy Bob's again.
one. There's so many people that have not seen that movie, though.
Yeah.
You know.
Let's see here. Commander Darklight, excuse me, said Logan actually brought tears for me. Yeah, it was that end that huge or Logan's death scene with his daughter. Man, yeah, that was a real tearjerker. PhD Tony says I think we overloaded Clive Wells and Jessica G with nerdiness. Yeah, probably did. Her name is Daphne Green. Yeah, she is an amazing little actress. Irish Jupiter left. Jessica G. Yeah, he had to take off. Best sports movie, Dodgeball. That was good. That was a good one.
Dodgeball.
So Dodgeball is one of those films that I thought was better. Like the censored R-rated version was better than the uncensored version. Simply because,
Okay.
I mean, cock flavored lollipop, okay, but when he says poopy flavored lollipop, that's so much funnier. Just Rip Torn's, yeah,
is.
Rip Torn's delivery of those lines that he couldn't, bunch of retards trying to fuck a doorknob. No, bunch of retards trying to hump a door. It's just the way he delivered his lines. He realized that because he wasn't cursing, that the delivery had to be there, and I think his performance was better in the rated version.
All right. So whenever team mentions Q water, I keep on thinking necessary.
Necessary?
Is it necessary I drink my own drink?
Every time somebody asks
No,
me,
it's fair what I like
yeah,
to taste.
every time somebody says something about necessary, that's exactly where I go. Like when you said, "Have you seen Necessary Roughness?" The first thing that popped in my head was Patches O'Houlihan.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. When I was 15 or so, my favorite sports movies was that Runner thing, The Kid from the Jungle, or whatever it's called. I think it was a pretty well-known actor in their first role or so. Best of the Best, is that what it was? Charlie Welch says Princess Bride and Good Will Hunting. Those are good films. Seems like the Discord is dead. Yeah, Atheist Junior, the Discord is dead for now. But this way I can get a hold of you and we can bring you on streams and kind of, Little Wolf says Ever After. That's one with Drew Barrymore, right? Where she's Cinderella. I love the scene with Lance Armstrong, and then when the truth came out about how, yep, in Dodgeball, yep. Remember the Titans. The thing that I had, so I watched Remember the Titans. When I first watched it, it was a good movie. So I went and started looking at it. It wasn't historically accurate, and it was like way off. Yeah, that's all I'll say about that. PhD Tony says, at the plot hole, ditto, the word necessary is a trigger. Yes. Clive Wells says, best sports movie, Escape to Victory. I haven't seen that one, believe it or not. Who's in that? Escape to Victory. Let me look. I don't remember seeing that one.
Got Haley, Sylvester Stallone, Michael Caine, Bobby Moore.
In 81, yeah. I think my father used to watch this one. I've yet to see it.
Then when I see those soccer ball, I always think about
Ladybugs,
Ladybugs with
yeah.
Rodney Dangerfield.
Run.
That was Dangerfield, right?
What's that?
Oh, I'm a little high. Anyway, what? Keep going.
Yeah. Let's see here. Michael Caine. Yep. Greatest sports movie, Cool Runnings. That's
Nice.
a fun one. I like Cool Runnings.
Think that you dead, man.
Little Wolf says Replacements. That's one of the very few Keanu Reeves movies that I like. I don't think Keanu Reeves is that good of an actor. From what I understand, he is hilarious and he's an awesome person in real life, but I just don't think he's that good of an actor. J.L. Warren says Demolition Man, arguably one of the most underrated films of all time, and I tend to agree. I saw Demolition Man way back when it first came out. People hated it. I don't know why. I thought it was great. Yeah.
I thought it was awesome.
Sylvester Stallone.
I just found it on Blu-ray like 2 months ago.
Yeah. But Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes, man, they played off each other so well. Yeah. You need to bring on me or J.L. Warren. Well, how about this? Let's do this. Let's go here. And we'll keep this going for a little bit longer. Where are you at, Tony? Oh, I forgot you.
Is there like a certain amount of time you guys can go live for, or what?
Hell,
Or
as
is it
long
just
as you want.
so people just okay?
Shit, Team
That's what I
Skeptic
was
did
curious
an
about.
8-hour stream a couple months back.
I was there for FTFE's 40 hours or whatever it was.
Dr. Purcell.
Yes.
There he
Sorry,
is.
I'm just getting my camera into view. You could have given me a little bit of warning.
I gave you all the warning you deserved.
Oh, it's like you're annoying me here. Okay. Yes.
So how you doing, Tony? I've never actually talked to you live. Well, never mind. I haven't talked to anybody live. Shit, but awesome. How are things?
So I am very well, thank you. It is a pleasure to meet you, Alien X Gaming. Let me just I had no idea what to expect from a visual of you, but there you are. Five cats, you tell me.
Yes. Okay. So they're a little bit different breed than like domestic cat. They are 6th generation Savannah cats. So like they can get pretty damn big. Like my male, he's 22 pounds, and he's not fat. Okay. But they're the ones that have like a little bit longer necks. They get the flat eyes, big ears. When you get closer to the more pure bloodline, there are the brown and black spotted ones. Like you can see spots on my guys, but they're not the Savannah colors. But they're freaking awesome. You know, I started with a male and a female, and I wanted them to breed, and they had some kittens. One of them passed away, unfortunately. He was going to be awesome. He was all black with darker black spots to him. He looked amazing. And but he passed, unfortunately, at 3 weeks old. The kittens, the 3 survivors they're 7 weeks old now, something like that. So they're fun. They're a lot of fun. I did not expect to have 5 cats, and everybody keeps asking me, "Hey, you gonna get rid of one?" I'm like, I don't know, but yeah. So I'm a crazy cat guy right now. It's awesome.
Well, anyway, I love cats, so you've won me over with that.
Oh.
I am not a cat person. I mean, I don't hate cats. I'm just highly allergic. Like you telling me that you have cats, you give my allergies fits. It's probably
these cats are very clean. Surprisingly enough, they don't have dander like a lot of the other cats that give people the allergies.
Jessica G says, I think your son is sleepwalking. That's possible. It is late for him.
Well, I'm waiting for people to start falling asleep in the chat. This has been happening to me a lot recently. So
I have to say, I'm going to stick up for my buddy PhD Tony. He has very riveting things to say.
they're just few and far between. Is that your son? There is a very ghostly presence in the background of your video behind you.
I've got Evan walked that way, and then Bella, she's hanging out drawing some pictures. J.O. Warren, are you okay? Cool. Well, let's do it. Let's do it. We'll go for another half hour or so. Oh, golly. You guys are not going by your real names or going by your real names. Skype. All right, there we go. Calling J-Rod. He loves when I call him J-Rod.
That seems a trifle arrogant. But, far be it from me to criticize.
The German Truth says, but riveting is not a very sexy production technique. Well, maybe not.
Evening, gents.
There he is.
Evening.
What's up, dude?
Hey, Alien X, good to see you.
Well, I can't technically see you yet. Still. No.
Tony, having a good day?
I am. Thank you very much. How are you, JL?
Doing excellently. I was just firing up getting the new episode loaded up online, so it'll drop. This was the episode that we had Richard Oakes and Adam Leader, who were the directors of the new horror film Hosts. We had them on last for this current episode, and it was really, really good. So we're cool. Firing that up. Yeah, it was awesome. It was the first time we've had two people on as special guests, and it was and we did it over Skype. It was the first one we've done over Skype, and it just turned out so amazing. So we're probably going to be doing more Skype stuff in the future, and we now are comfortable enough that we think we could eventually take the podcast live at some point. Sweet. And then we'll just release the audio. We'll release the audio, but we'll do the podcasts live on maybe Wednesdays, which might be cool. Might be neat for our show.
Tony, I just looked at the Skype screen and I see that you are looking a little crisper, a little sharper, a little more in focus.
Yes, I invested in a new camera,
Nice.
and it seems to be working for me. I can see, I can recognize some of the books on my bookshelf, and perhaps even read the screens if I focus in hard enough. But
I was actually able to read some of that too. It was very, very clear.
Yeah, you're looking good there, Tony.
Thank you,
man. Look at you being all productive.
Yeah, that's me. And I did some actual work today, so it's been a great day so far.
Just out of curiosity, what cameras do you guys all use?
I have a Logitech. I couldn't tell you the exact. Well, perhaps I could. Let me.
I use the Logitech Pro C920.
C920. Okay.
For live streaming and my YouTube stuff, I use the Canon T6S. For my documentary style films, I use the 70D, the Canon 70D. So.
Yeah, I've got the HD Pro C920 by Logitech.
Nice.
See, you guys have dedicated
stuff.
You have dedicated, webcams. I'm all using my videography stuff because I feel I'm not going to buy more cameras, and then I'm probably going to buy more cameras.
Yeah, you're putting your shit together like Glass Monster.
I'm gonna stab you.
As long as he doesn't say it another 2 times, we're safe. But if he gets to utterance number 2, we need to leap on him and stab him to death.
Oh my God! I figured you just hang up on me.
That's not good enough.
I didn't think it would involve murder.
Jessica G says, so this is basically the Four Beardsmen with a way less annoying ginger Irish demon.
Yeah, I kind of think, I think we've traded up. Well, you busy tomorrow morning,
I'll be there. Damn it, Ginger. Fuck me. Be fun. I'm gonna watch you guys anyway in the morning anyway, but stuff.
Red pill.
I know.
Philosophy.
Sure. It actually depends a little. I think, but you do look redheaded in this light.
Very much so.
I don't understand how that ever became an insult, right?
The redheaded
because they have no souls. Oh, I guess, right? See, blonde. Can you see my head now?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, it's like a sandy brown.
Yeah, we call that red.
I used to lean into the camera like that, but it would change the darkness ratio. The camera would go a lot darker if I went forward because of the glare. So I try not to do that so much anymore.
So earlier, because I know that Johnny's not going to be on for much longer, but I wanted to kind of broach this. Now I've been listening to the stream kind of off and on because I was watching. Angela and I watched The Thing and the prequel. We watched the prequel, then we watched the new one, just because we watch horror movies every night during October, and we wanted to do a double feature. God, those two films line up so well. The Thing prequel was not great, but it lines up perfectly in front of the Carpenter one. I just really enjoy it. But so I didn't get to hear if you guys talked about it at all, but I'm really, really curious because obviously everyone knows that the Flat Earth official discussion group that Nathan Thompson created was nuked from orbit today because it was the only way to be sure. And I'm very curious as to what people's thoughts are on that. Now, I heard Irish talk a little bit about how the algorithm works and how if hate speech kind of accumulates and people engage in really, really atrocious behavior, it can get the group flagged and eventually could lead to that. But 140,000 people in it, and I've seen them say some insanely disgusting shit, both in the group and outside of the group. And now it finally just kind of happened, like out of the blue, without just kind of boom, they were just gone. It wasn't like Nathan gave a warning. Hey, Facebook just warned us that we're in danger. It just, the shot came down from the satellite and just vaporized it. So I'm kind of curious well, all of us on the surface can laugh and be happy and be like, ha, we can laugh at Nathan because he's an idiot. Ding. We can laugh about that, but does that are there any disturbing implications with that happening, out of curiosity? Because I think you guys see where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
I'm going to... Okay, here's the thing. No, and I'll tell you why. Facebook, just like YouTube, just like Twitter, just like all the other places, have a terms, TOA or TOS, right? And if you violate those...
terms of service,
those, they have the right to remove you. They're not stopping you from saying what you want to say. You can say whatever the fuck you want to say. What they're saying is you don't have the right to say what you want to say on our platform. Now, Facebook, Twitter, all these things, they are free use, but that free use comes with advertising. So if you have advertisers that are saying, hey, and this, whenever Don Imus was kicked off the radio for that brief time, the reason why Imus was kicked off wasn't necessarily because what he said. It was because advertisers said, you know what, we're going to pull our advertising if you don't get rid of this guy. So when you're talking about these things, YouTube makes money through advertising, Facebook makes money through advertising. And if you have advertisers who are bringing complaints saying, hey, look, I don't like the fact that you're platforming anti-Semitic messages or this type of bullshit, so we're going to pull unless you do something you do better about getting rid of misinformation. Now, all this is part of the whole misinformation scrub that Facebook and all these other social media outlets are under scrutiny for because of the whole Russian involvement with the last United States election. So, yeah, I don't necessarily see a problem with it. Because again, it's Facebook. It's their platform. They get to decide who is and who isn't on there.
And that's exactly what I was just curious if there might have been any dissenting opinions. I'm pretty sure we all agree. My thoughts on it were pretty much exactly the same as Tony's, or the same as as plot holes as Johnny's, because it's a private company, and a private company is allowed to do with its product whatever it wants to do with its product. There is no free speech when you're using a private company's product. So you can say whatever you want. They allow you that opportunity. But if you, like you said, violate the terms of service, or if you do something that can harm or negatively impact their relationship with their advertisers, then they do have the right to shut you down to protect their IP. That's just the reality of it. And they claim it was essentially like recently heard that people were shutting that the whole Biden thing with the 3.5 million, of which there is no evidence for, was being shut down on Twitter. And all the conspiracy theorists are up in arms, be like, oh, they're trying to censor the truth and blah, blah, blah. It's like, bullshit. No, because they got into a lot of trouble with the Russian shit.
Yep.
And, anti-maskers and anti-vaxxers are really causing harm. The U.S. just already, Texas has over 1 million cases that have been, logged. And we just hit the U.S. spiked to like 80,000 cases in a day. So, misinformation needs to be curtailed, and it's up to private companies to take responsibility. Right. So I was always sat there. It's a private company. They can do what the fuck they want. Don't bitch about free speech deal, because it's not like you were on a soapbox out on the fucking corner screaming at, passerbys, and Facebook came and took your soapbox away. It's not like that.
Even on that, even with that, what you just said, so free speech doesn't mean what people think it means. Free speech doesn't mean free from consequence. It means free from
fire in theaters.
Right, exactly. You can't run into a theater, a crowded theater, and say fire. Can't do it. You can't. I can't call PhD Tony a murderer without evidence. I can't slander. Those are things that are restrictions that have been put on. Tina, you going to bed? All right. Good night, Tina. Tuck yourself in. We'll tuck you in.
Hi, Tina.
We'll tuck you in. Let the soothing sounds of my voice tuck you into bed. Anyway.
If you call me a murderer, I'm going to ask who squealed. That's
who found the body?
That's right.
Very well.
Who's in my backyard?
Anyway, that's all. That's it. Just because we have the freedom of speech in this country, that doesn't mean that I can go say whatever I want, whenever I want. It's not how that works.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be interested in hearing Alien Gaming's opinion.
Opinion on the free speech thing?
On Nathan Thompson's group getting shut down.
Oh, well. All right, so I emailed FTFEN team the other day. And I was sitting at work and I was watching some of the debates that Nathan was doing, right? And I kept building up this hatred for this guy. And I mean, it got to the point where I was so triggered, I wrote them a fucking email explaining how I got triggered by watching Nathan Thomas's stupid ass debates. And I'm like, oh my God. So with his channel getting shut down, if you promote the wrong shit, you should get shut down. You guys are saying terms of service. Yeah, and if they want to shut somebody down, then fuck it.
He would. Okay, how often do you hear that? Alien X went full boomer. He wrote an email to the appropriate people to succinctly describe his problems with these. Because and to whom it may concern.
Yeah, right.
This
I went
bullshit
fucking Karen on their ass. No.
Yeah. Well, I was actually laughing.
This aggression will not stand.
I know why you're laughing, Tony.
You know why.
I read it too. Jessica G, let me just reiterate that you are my favorite person.
She is just awesome. She is just phenomenal. Because I'm about to jump from the top rope on you guys. Freedom of speech is not freedom of broadcast. You not have the right to have your speech broadcast. That's not what freedom of speech is. And if you're going to get out there and you're going to say crap that is harmful to the public good, if you are going to miseducate people, if you are going to abuse freedom of speech, then you don't deserve it.
Correct.
I actually think that we're not being aggressive enough as a society on tamping down on bullshit. And identifying bullshit where it gets spouted in the public sphere. And I think that as long as we allow people to get up and just say whatever springs into the fetid swamps of their imagination, we're going to be at the whims of people imagining reality rather than engaging with what's actually going on. So. Could there be a sinister interpretation of Nathan Thompson's channel being shut down? Could it be the thin end of a more oppressive wedge? Certainly, that could be the case. But the shutdown of Nathan Thompson's channel is not a symptom of that. It's a symptom of actually the system operating as it should, as far as I'm concerned. You fuckers don't deserve to be broadcast. Shut up.
Few people bring that up. It's not the free speech. The medium in which the free speech is exercised is as important as the free speech itself. That when speaking to people in public or speaking to an assembled audience, as long as you're following the rules of that particular area, you're in good shape. But I think, whereas if I go out in the world and I talk to people, as long as I obey the laws of like the city or the county or whatever, I'm fine. And as long as I'm not incendiary, I'm inciting, that's okay. But those rules have really not caught up to the internet. But I think that we are, and we've talked often how the law has yet to catch up to the internet. It's taken quite some time. Like it took so long to take down the Silk Road. It took forever to take them down because those laws hadn't caught up yet. But now I believe they finally are, or I think that they finally are. That we're starting to see an implementation, because I don't think the internet can get much bigger than it already is. It pretty much has proliferated everything, and it's not like
it's about as I'm like you, unless we go to Mars. That's the only way. I don't know.
But there you go. And I think that the law and common sense are finally starting to catch up to online. And it took over 20 years to do, but we are getting there.
So Jessica
because
G says,
it's becoming so integrated.
I'm sorry, Jessica G says we have a much more important matter. A mini plot hole is in waiting. Yes. So we've got Bella here, who is a little shy. She wants to show off some of her quick sketches. This time
that would be wonderful.
We've been rambling on about God knows what. She's been in the background doing a sketch, and she said she wanted to show it, but she seems to be a little shy.
Assure her that we are waiting with bated breath.
Everyone is waiting with bated breath. They want to see it.
We are really enthusiastic.
Come on, you can come up here and show it. Let's see. Let's make sure it's in focus. Yep. Nope, wrong button. Yep. Let's see here. Boom. That is a quick sketch of our pupper. Let's see, I'm not sure if we can.
There you go. Yep.
What kind of puppy?
This is Link.
Good.
Let's see if we can get Link to show up on stream. Let's see.
Okay.
Here he comes. Oh, there he is. Link, look that way. Say hi to everybody. You can come in here too. Don't be shy. So we're gonna get Bella again on. We're gonna get her on another video talking about more planets and stars and astronomy stuff. It's getting a little chilly right here. We're gonna take out the old telescope and do some stargazing.
There's the pup.
There you go. Oh, that's really good. Your dog looks a bit unimpressed to be awake, and possibly possibly wanting to be asleep somewhere
Yeah.
nice and warm.
It's past his bedtime. And he
But
doesn't
that's
have-
a very good drawing. That's a very good drawing from Bella.
Thank you for sharing.
Yes.
It's a good drawing. What do you say? You say
Oh.
thank you. Don't be shy.
Thank you for sharing.
There is a question for young.
So Jessica G says, that's cool. Does she get inspired to draw often? Yes. Bella is often doodling, either on anime characters or... excuse me. I need a drink of water, I think. Mostly on anime characters, right? Yeah? Yeah. Oh, she says
they're
anime.
They're
Sorry.
usually my own OCs because I'm bad at drawing anime characters. from
You're not
memory.
bad at drawing, silly.
I just
Here, why don't you take him and take him to bed?
yeah.
Say good night. Say good night.
Good night, Bella.
Everybody
Night.
says good night.
Night.
Good night.
Good night, puppers.
Take that pupper.
There you are. There you are, internet. I'm officially everybody. Take that.
All right. Atheist Junior says, I paint. I paint as well. I have a few paintings, Bob Ross style paintings. Bella Charge, what's up, buddy?
Happy little trees.
Ugly German truth. You all right?
I have about as much artistic talent as the dog. I'm pretty much guessing.
Let's see. Jessica G says, a friend of mine brings markers, pens, pencils to work every morning. Brings it before food. Gets inspired to draw just sitting outside during breaks and lunches. That's actually pretty cool.
That is
I
cool.
wish I would take more time to be artistically creative. Instead, I do this stuff, which is fun too. So this has become one of my creative outlets.
I'm sure your viewers wish you would be more creative as well.
Yeah, very good.
All right. Can I ask you guys
Sure.
a question?
Shoot.
Okay. So, since this whole Nathan Thomas thing, are you guys not in fear or scared of or whatever, but people getting so much hate from that, like them shutting it down, that they might go after you guys in some way?
I am as
Like
I
getting
am
your shit
as
shut down?
afraid of Nathan Thompson as I am that little bug that's crawling up my window right now.
Fair enough.
I myself, unlike some people, I know that people have family members, people have children that they want, they want to keep safe and they want to keep shielded from this crap. I myself have to say, no, I'm not. I'm not afraid of Nathan Thompson, not afraid of Daniel Pratt. I don't have kids, I don't have anything I'm trying to protect and like that. But no, the individuals that do this crap, they're bullies online. They rely upon the anonymity of the internet. They're not scary individuals. You get them in. I've actually met Nathan Thompson personally. I've
I wasn't
shaken
talking about
hands.
them in particular, like themselves.
Oh, okay.
I was just saying, like them reporting your guys' channels or something like that, trying to get you guys shut
Oh,
down.
let him. Let
Oh,
him.
no.
Personal things. 'Cause
No.
Nathan
Let him.
might
Yeah,
have
yeah.
his ass.
There is an element of truth to that. Like, I don't use Twitter anymore because my account was shut down for what I consider pretty tenuous reasons. But that's just a disagreement. I won't use Twitter. I doubt Twitter misses me very much. But if they can come up with some excuse to shut a channel down or rouse complaints, I expect that the channel should be able to realistically and fairly adjudicate the dispute, rather than just respond to baseless allegations by a bunch of disgruntled, insane people.
Yeah.
Hell, I got my Twitter taken. I got my Twitter shut down just for calling Kim Kardashian a bitch. So
Oh, really? Okay.
yeah.
There you go.
I guess I'm not twittering right because
that-
nobody cares about my Twitter.
They shut my shit down, and I'd been on suspension before for because I've said some pretty mean things to some really bad idiots out there, and but none of that. I got warnings, be like, hey, don't do that again, or Jack Dorsey might come and take your lunch money, and I call Kim Kardashian a bitch. Boom, it was swift. It came hard, and I was gone. The jail Warren Twitter account vanished. That was like,
So you got
oh,
a
cool,
ban for
okay. So
calling
yeah,
Kim
don't.
Kardashian a bitch.
my JL Warren's Twitter channel, Twitter feed got straight erased. I am gone. That one. I see Week in Horror still has one, and my board game development company, J Squared Gaming, J Squared Games, they still have we still have that one. But yeah, JL Warren not on Twitter, and it even came with a warning that if I try to set up another one, that they'll go straight nuclear on me. So.
I kind of want to do that right now with my Twitter account because I don't give a shit about it. Like, I'll just go put Kim Kardashian as a bitch, see how long it lasts.
Well,
You see, and it was fucked up because it was Kanye. It was when Kanye announced his whole thing, and I already have beef with Kim Kardashian, and shockingly, that me, a nobody on YouTube, I'm no one. I'm not even a Z-list actor. But I have beef with Kim Kardashian because Kim Kardashian is leading the effort to get certain individuals prison sentences, people who are on death row, to get their sentences either commuted or get them off death row and get them life in prison, whatever. She's trying to affect change. Well, one of the people that she is fighting to try and get that for was convicted of murder and is the dude who murdered my wife's uncle.
Mm-hmm.
In Oklahoma.
Wow.
So, and it's legit. It was an open and shut case. There was like a 3-week trial, and it was a carjacking. He rolled up, he shot the dude, he stole his car, he did it in front of the guy's kids, and then he took off. They caught him I think less than an hour later. He was arrested, open and shut case. All the evidence was stacked against him. Done. And now she's trying to get him off death. He's exhausted all of his appeals, and she's trying to appeal to Trump to get his sentence commuted and get him released because of apparent racism in Oklahoma, which is where this took place.
Well, she's not wrong.
And
that's racism.
And it's well, this is true. But she's causing extreme amounts of distress on my wife's side of the family.
Yeah.
So I just have a question. So I can understand the personal attachment to you, but would you accept the premise that perhaps it is because of the uncertainty about the outcome, whether or not it's going to get upheld, whether or not all of the appeals, which are expensive in and of themselves, would it not just have been more efficient to assign this person a life sentence from the get-go? And just say, okay, we'll let him rot in prison for the rest of his life. He's obviously guilty, so let's just leave it at that. Do your wife and her family feel that they need this person to die in order to achieve closure?
I think some of them, yes. I think his kids, yes, because when it took place, I think they were both of his children were, I think. One was maybe 10 or 11. I think one was still single digits. And while memory does blur over time, both of them were deeply affected by what they saw. Mm-hmm. And I believe for them, yes. For some, no. For some, they just don't want him back on the streets ever. And that, and I'm fine either way. Kardashian is advocating for is fighting for his release, like the end of his sentence to get him free. And yeah, the family is up in arms about that. Now, he is currently on death row. He's exhausted all his appeals. His death will be coming soon if he's not released. But, that's what Kim Kardashian is fighting for. She's caused my wife's family an incredible amount of stress and discomfort. And, his ex-wife and his kids are, totally out of their minds. And I was pissed off about that. And then Kanye announced his, candidacy for the presidency. And that just pissed me off even further because the only reason he'd do that is to split the vote. Okay, because even if the votes don't go to Trump, they won't be going to Biden.
Yeah,
was his whole intention. His whole intention was to basically split the vote, which really pissed me off. So I sent a strongly worded tweet to him, to Kanye, telling him to knock that shit off. It's not fucking funny, and his wife was a bitch for fucking fucking with my wife's family, and less than 12 hours later, they nuked me from orbit.
So I have a question for the panelists, and I want Alien X to answer first. I personally feel affronted every time I see or hear the name Kardashian. I feel like the universe has insulted me and somebody owes me money. I should be compensated in some fashion. Is this just me or does everybody feel that way?
I
Over
am
to
not
you,
a
Alien X.
I am not a Kardashian fan. Um, I don't know much about them, to be honest. I've never seen the show. I don't follow any of the bullshit, um, pop culture stuff. Like, I don't know anything aside from, yeah, Kanye West and her have, yeah, I don't know. I don't like them. But I don't have a personal opinion aside from not knowing enough to give a personal opinion, if that makes sense.
Okay. Over to you,
Yeah.
Johnny O.
Somebody, who is it? Was it Bell Charge? No, historical philosopher says it best in the chat that Kim Kardashian is famous for one thing and one thing only. She has no talent. She's annoying. She's dumb as a box of rocks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is what kind of irritates me the most about pop culture, is that idiots like Kim Kardashian can get famous for doing a sex act on a tape.
Or nothing at
And
all.
and I feel affronted that that is a reality that I have to
Yes.
live with. I feel I feel that okay, she had some sex on camera, okay? I don't begrudge her that. But I should not know her name on that basis
Right.
alone, right? I feel. Up to you, JL.
I think the whole concept of the Kardashians, everything around them, is the perfect example of the absolute shitty darkness of Hollywood. And the reason for that is because the Kardashians are the end result of the O.J. Simpson trial. None of the names that were attached, none of their names were up there and famous at all. Bruce Jenner was an Olympian, but he wasn't a media darling. The Kardashians, and none of them were able to. But because of the O.J. Simpson trial, this is where these names entered the spotlight. And the media circus that was around that, the Kardashians grew up out of the wreckage of that media circus. That's where they gained that notoriety. And they just happened to be able to capitalize on it because of their connections better than, because everybody who was attached to that who came out on the other side, try to fire up some sort of career or something out of that. And it's an example of how one of the most insane and toxic and crazy instances of the fucking 90s, the infamous O.J. Simpson trial, can be twisted and molded and mutated into something that captures the hearts and minds of people who consume media on a regular basis, which is where the Kardashian show came from. These names got in there, and I think not enough people recognize.
Wasn't Kim Kardashian on that show with Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie? Didn't she take one of their places?
I don't remember if she did, but I do remember the show with Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie. I do. I don't recall if one of the Kardashians got involved in that.
I think it was Kim Kardashian.
I just
that
just
was
know
part of her climb to fame.
And yeah, she and what's fucked up is that it's not even original what she did, because she did that shit after Paris Hilton did it.
And Nicole Richie.
And Paris Hilton's the one who, so it's whatever. She has no talent. She has no personality whatsoever. None of them do. I think that they all have bought their own hype. They all eat their own shit. And the best thing to happen to media ever since then was the cancellation of that fucking show.
So I blame all the quote reality TV bullshit for that. So really,
we can say
really what we have to do.
You take the media circus.
We have to blame the television or the media consumption populace. It's our fault that we didn't demand more from our entertainment.
We just
We
settled.
just said, oh well,
Yeah.
fuck it.
And historical philosopher is correct. Kardashian wasn't one of OJ's main lawyers, but it was his attachment to it, and
Right.
he luckily was able to. That's the whole point. Is that if you're somewhere in the circle and you're attached to it and your name is involved in some way, then you'll be, if you find the right kind of combination of shit, maybe get a little lucky, you can kick your name off in a particular way because everybody will be, the media and everyone is looking at everyone involved and they're looking for whatever happens next. And the first person to, kick a field goal, everyone will jump on that one because they want to see what's going to happen next. And that's what they managed to do. They managed, there was Jenner. What's her name? There's so many different, fucking K names. Is Bruce Jenner's ex-wife?
Oh,
I can't remember what K she is.
Kaka.
Kylie?
Kylie? That's the one of the.
Kylie's one of the daughters.
No, that's the
I think.
young one. That's one of the daughters. I can't fucking
Chris.
remember. But anyway,
Chris.
they ran with it. They did their Chris
yeah, for
Jenner, and then they ran with it and did their thing. And now Bruce did her thing, and so on and so forth. So yeah, but I think that the steam is running out of that train.
That's such a funny way that you put that. Excellent choice of words. Commander Darklight says, I think Kim used to hang out with him in the clubs. She probably did. That's kind of what she was known for.
Yeah.
Historical philosopher. Oh, Robert Caswell says, Kim Kardashian's booty proves globe Earth proved me wrong. That's fair. That's fair. Historical philosopher says, at the plot hole, MTV is at fault with, this crap called The Real World. Yeah, they kind of started it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember when
Clive
Reality
Wells.
TV killed
I
MTV.
wish to correct Clive Wells. He is disconnected from popular culture. He is not disconnected with popular culture.
see-
Take that, Mr. Cambridge.
Oh shit! Oh
Oh,
shit!
man.
Yeah, reality TV killed MTV because MTV came out MTV came out. I think it was 81. Correct, Johnny?
I think that's right. That sounds right. I want to say it was 80 or 81.
Yeah, I think it was 1981. And I was born in 80. So and I remember MTV. 120 minutes.
Oh, yeah,
Shit. A fucking
UMTV Raps.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was amazing. And they had their blocks, they had their music blocks, and MTV was just glorious. And VH1 never could touch it. VH1 just kind of glommed onto the whole reality thing where they combined music with reality. Although pop-up video was really cool.
Well,
I always enjoyed that.
behind the
was cool,
music,
yeah.
right? They did. Yeah.
Behind the music was really good. Yes, and MTV Unplugged. Oh my
yeah,
god,
that was an excellent show.
wow. And of course, but then as they slowly, MTV News. I always thought MTV News was cool as shit because it was fast, it was clean, and you just got through it, you were done. Which was cool.
Kurt Loder.
I mean, this was the golden age, and then of course the real world popped in, and then it all went to fuck shit.
Atheist Jr. says, have you all seen The People versus O.J. Simpson? I did. I thought Cuba Gooding Jr. was really good as O.J. Yeah, I thought it was awesome. Trivia question, what was the first video on MTV?
That would be shit. What was the name of the band?
Man. Fuck me running.
I believe that was Barnes and Barnes
Fish
Fish
Heads.
Heads. Fish Heads by Barnes and Barnes, and starring Bill
Paxton.
Paxton. Yep.
National Treasure. I will have you fucking amend that to National Treasure. Bill Paxton, sir. Somebody was.
That was not me.
Star of Terminator and Aliens.
Star of Terminator. Come on.
and Predator 2.
He was good in Predator 2. He was one of the. He
He
really
was good in Predator 2, yes. Bill Paxton is an actor I have an enormous amount of respect for, and sadly taken from us, I think, way too
he's
soon.
only 60. My goodness.
But there is nary a role I picture Bill Paxton in that I do not cherish to some extent. He was just a really good, really, really enriched a lot of lives, and a sad loss.
I agree.
Frailty. Jessica G brings up Frailty, one of his, and which is topical in the sense that Daniel Pratt, my my alter ego, gave a clip of Frailty in one of his incitements to violence. But yeah, Steve Buscemi, Atheist Junior, also brings up Steve Buscemi, who is also a national treasure. Going to concede.
Bill Paxton and I went to the same high school. Yep.
Really?
Both of us graduated from the same high school. And
Holy
John
cool.
Denver. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
my
Arlington
goodness.
Heights High School. Yeah. Yep.
No
All three of us
shit.
graduated from the same high school.
And that is badass. I can only claim that I went to school with Jessica Simpson.
I wouldn't claim that if I were you.
Yeah, I know, right?
Clive Wells is going to bring up Peter Cushing, who is a very great actor, yes. The younger amongst us may recognize him from his roles in such classics as Star Wars, where he played Grand Moff Tarkin. And indeed, that was the first role that I was exposed to him in, but a very great actor in his own right. And an astonishingly good fencer, it turns out.
Well, you shouldn't be selling stolen goods.
Okay, so Johnny, we actually got it wrong, and I got to give credit to these guys because I actually mixed it up. So the very, very first music video that ever played on MTV was in 1981, August of 1981, and it was "Video Killed a Radio Star" by the Buggles. I mixed that up. That was my bad. I actually mixed that up because Fish Heads released as a single by Barnes and Barnes in 1978 and was the most requested song on the Dr. Demento show for like the longest time, and it was in the initial original the first rotation on MTV. So that was my bad. So that was just one of the very first rotational videos that was on that channel. So my bad. But yes, Video Killed the Radio Star by the Buggles.
All right. We've been at this for a little over 2 hours. I think it's time to shut her down and
to move on to the next hour.
Yeah. We don't want to kill all the Beardsman material, though, so we'll be back, a little later, a few hours.
Well, there'll be different people awake, so we can cover that same topic. And I'd like to get
at the plot hole.
And I would know. I mean,
all the hardest sporting event. Also, panel's thoughts on Lance Armstrong. Should he be winner of the 7 tours, considering the whole peloton was juiced? Look, here's the thing. With cycling, every last one of those motherfuckers uses fucking steroids. Like, all of them. So Clive Wells.
I can't.
Go ahead.
No, it's historical philosopher who was asking that question. I'm inclined to agree that I kind of suspect every cyclist, every professional cyclist, of using performance-enhancing drugs. But I really feel that what set Lance Armstrong aside was glee he showed in attacking the personality and destroying the credibility of anybody who testified against him up until he decided to confess.
Right.
That's what turns him from just an average professional cyclist into a contemptible piece of shit.
Yeah.
When you're attacking the people who are testifying against you and saying, they're untrustworthy, that they're lying, filth, whatever, and then you turn around and go, well, of course I did it, please forgive me. Well, fuck you. You don't get to turn around and confess at the midnight hour and say, well, I confess now, I'm okay. No, you attacked these people. You said that they weren't reliable. You assaulted their public credibility. So fuck you.
You destroyed careers with that shit that he pulled.
We did.
Yeah, through every available orifice. Fuck you in the urethra.
Oh, ouch.
with a
Tell us how you really
feel.
with a gonorrhea infected barbed wire strap on.
Jesus
It
Christ.
fucked it.
Yeah,
It fucked it.
I-
This is new. This is new terminology.
Yeah.
This is the new Tony. Oh man.
just you don't get to skate on this. You made your choice and you decided to be a lying piece of shit. So screw
Okay,
you.
so hang on a second. Here's where I'm going to get into this just a little bit, and this is going to be the last thing we talk about, and then we're gonna shut her down and go home.
Let me pop real quick because I'm just show some love to Jessica G. One, Jessica G. Yes, Frailty was amazing. Bill Paxton was an amazing actor. I miss him terribly. We will be covering Frailty on the next episode of Week in Horror that we are shooting. And god dang, plot holes claim to fame. He went to a school that someone else went to 20 years prior. That's like JL thinking he should be famous because he loves a piece of shit movie called Hellraiser 3.
I never said I should be famous, by the way. I just thought that was awesome. We all went to the same school.
Cold-blooded.
Yeah, she's cold-blooded. You're still my favorite person. Anyway, so here's where we have to let's take a look at what he accomplished in the sport. Now, did his use of steroids put him ahead of the game? Apparently not, because loads of other cyclists have tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs, steroids, human growth hormone, etc. So that tells me he was probably a little more on an even playing field. So if we're just looking at the accomplishments, I can't say that he should lose his wins. But then again, I can say that, yeah, he should lose his wins because it was against the rules. He broke the rules. So there's kind of a gray area there. I don't think that he was doing anything that a lot of other cyclists weren't doing. And then we need to take this a little bit look at a different instance of a very similar thing. Talking about Pete Rose. Pete Rose will never be in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Never. He will never. Okay.
No.
And
That's
that
a
is
fucking travesty.
You're talking about Charlie Hustle. You're talking about Mr. How many hits does he have? Over 3,000.
Oh,
I forget.
shit.
Just
Yeah.
a mountain of hits. One of the best baseball players to ever play the game will never be in the Hall of Fame because
4,256.
he will never be in the Hall of Fame.
The most hits in MLB.
That's not a record that'll be touched. That's one of those untouchable records.
No. Yep.
But because of his gambling addiction, because he gambled on the sport of baseball after he played while he was a manager, that cost him his spot in the Hall of Fame. So they've diminished his accomplishments by refusing to give him the highest honor in baseball by being elected into the Hall of Fame. Does that punishment justify the crime? Because Pete Rose did a lot of those things. He lied about it. He called people untrue. He did some of the exact same things that Lance Armstrong did. I don't think Pete Rose should be out of the Hall of Fame. So should Lance Armstrong lose his wins because of his cheating and the way he handled himself?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So
I think the same thing goes as far as like baseball.
One-word answer.
Like
You know,
Mark
if you're going to
McGwire, Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa, Barry Bonds, all those, in the big hit run, the home run, kind of competition of, I think that was the early 2000s, when Mark McGwire was crushing it, Barry Bonds crushed, Sammy Sosa was crushing it, Rafael Palmeiro was in there.
All right, so this is the reason why that particular thing. Everybody knew that Mark McGwire was on steroids. He got caught with it in his locker. It wasn't.
Yeah, but none of them are eligible for the Hall of Fame
But here's
anymore.
the thing. Okay, when Mark McGwire did steroids, it wasn't illegal. It wasn't a banned substance in baseball. There were.
I'm not sure. I mean, certainly certainly there's an argument to be made here about whether or not drugs into sport, but I was deeply affected by an article I read actually while I was waiting to be diagnosed with appendicitis, but that's a different story. In which something like 50% of US college athletes said that they would take a drug that would kill them as long as it meant that they would win for 5 years. So if this drug would make them win every race for 5 years and then kill them, they would take it. And in cycling terms, you need to look more specifically at EPO. And a number of cyclists have been killed by their use of EPO, which is a blood.
Go ahead.
It's a blood thickening agent that results in increased risk of strokes and heart attacks.
The reason they do it is for increased oxygen metabolization in their muscles, right? So they can
Yeah, that's right. It thickens the blood and it results in corresponding circulatory mishaps. And a lot of these athletes are not yet 25. Their brains have not yet matured. They do not have appropriate decision-making apparatus available to them. But they're making decisions that run the risk of killing them. And we owe it to them to protect them from their own crappy decisions as best we can. And to that end, we need to remove the incentive to do this. We need to not suggest that people who engage in this risk-taking behavior deserve recognition for the achievements they obtained as a result. And on top of that, Lance Armstrong is a malicious, lying piece of shit who deserves no respect whatsoever. So fuck him and fuck him again.
Well, you got to look at it from the psychological perspective. You got to look at it. Where does this drive for someone to want to push so hard that they win and not ever suffer what they determine to be the humiliation of defeat or the pain of defeat? Because a person who say, I will take a drug, if I could take a drug that will enable me to do nothing but win for 5 years, and then if it killed me, I'm okay with that, is simply that's an individual who cannot deal with losing. That the concept of losing is so terrifying for them that they simply cannot take it. So they would rather be dead than see themselves lose or come in second, whatever.
For instance, my success as a human being is currently tied to how pink I can make Alien X's face. The pinker I can get him to be, the more successful I am as a human being, is how I see it. But that isn't necessarily a psychologically healthy place for me to be. Perhaps I should have other criteria for judging the success of my existence. But Alien X's pinkness seems like a really good metric to me at this point.
So you did say something that I do agree with, right? So punishing Lance Armstrong is is definitely more about deterring future generations from doing that shit. Whereas that...
I think it's because Tony hates him so much. Sorry, Lance. We're punishing the fuck out of you. It was like, why? It's like, because PhD Tony has declared that you should be fucked sideways in every orifice,
including the.
And I'm sorry, his word is law.
Yeah.
Law of surprise, motherfucker.
If I could insert a molten steel pineapple sideways up Lance Armstrong's urine.
Okay, take it easy, Torquemada.
You want to show that? Okay, we got one more piece of art we're going to show.
No one expects the Tony Inquisition.
Right. One more piece of artwork we're going to show, then we're going to call it a night. Go ahead. What you got?
So.
Don't be shy.
If we do like a little like Pothole Junior channel, if we want to do like little like separate channels for each kid.
No, I don't.
Yes, he doesn't, but we do. Tell her
Like it would
we
be, like,
want
the
more plot holes.
picture.
So PhD Tony says you're allowed to have your own channel when you're 25 years old.
I feel I was misquoted.
But if we did that, I would like use this.
So this is the artwork you have for the Plot Hole Juniors.
for
Okay.
my part.
All right, let's see what you got.
So basically, I have
Well,
these
here's-
little.
let's bring it up a little closer so they can see.
I have those little music notes there because I like music, and the cloud that's kind of around my name for the part of it. It's like because I love sleeping, so there's like a little cloud around it.
That is a young woman with extremely well-developed priorities that deserve to be recognized and reinforced.
I made the words 3D.
You did.
You did.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah, that's
That really is. That's good stuff right there.
If there does not exist a channel for which this is the artwork, there should be.
So we're gonna use those on the videos that you're in.
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that. Now that I can do that, I will agree to you.
Okay.
Now it's 11 o'clock. Go to bed.
Okay.
Say good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
All right. I do have Streamlabs, Bella Charge. Yes.
All four of them need to be on the show. Very similar to the like us. We have the four beardsmen. They need the four plot holes. And
Or
Plot
the Plot Hole
holes.
Juniors.
yes,
That's
and
a concept I can get behind.
their dad can help them
That's
shoot
right.
that, where they can sit around and talk about things that kids talk
yeah.
about.
Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. I'm gonna have to figure out
Yeah,
a way to get
like
that running.
Which makes me regret that I haven't asked you what your favorite anime is. So, it's
Who, me?
yeah, well, everybody.
Okay, this is the last
You know,
question.
what's your favorite
This is
anime?
the last question, and we're gonna call it a night. I said this 5 times.
Oh, don't lie to
I
these
know.
people.
No, really, I've got to call it.
I gotta go.
JL, don't make fun of me. Come on.
Stop making fun of me.
You know what? Oh, Bella Charge is the plothole.com.
Free.
Sorry, I'm answering Bella Charge.
No,
Okay, so here's the thing. Favorite.
See, Alien X got that. He got that Waterboy reference.
Yeah.
Stop making fun of me.
Yeah. All right. Round the table. Who we're gonna start? Let's start with Alien X. Who's favorite anime, whatever the fuck it's called.
And anime, God.
Anime. I never got into anime. However, if you would consider old school Eon Flux from MTV.
Nice.
Oh, God. You
MTV
consider
oddities.
Eon Flux old school.
MTV oddities, baby.
Yeah.
You're right. But no, I don't know anime though. That was the only thing that I used to watch as far as like cartoon that and like Speed Racer and shit.
Well,
But
Speed Racer.
but Eon Flux was one of my favorite little cartoons that they did. But that's as close to anime as I got.
Okay. JL.
God, I've been watching anime for so long. Because there's movies and then there's series. I think that my absolute all-time favorite anime film of all would probably be Akira, because it was the one that grabbed me the first. It was the first one I ever saw in its entirety. I was just blown away, and that just got me hooked. So that was my favorite anime movie of all time. My favorite series of all time was, I would have to say, and I'm kind of biased because it used to be. Now I'm sitting here arguing with myself. It used to be Dragon Ball Z. I really dug the Dragon Ball Z series. The fights were fun, and the writing was good. It was recently overtaken by One Piece, and that's simply because I know it's more of a kid show. That's only because I've done extensive work on that show as a voice actor. So I have
Okay.
characters in that show,
They
and
they paid you.
yes. So but because of that, I have watched the show and I've seen more of it, and I was like, you know what, this is actually really really cute, and it's for kids, but there is the whole the kind of adult kind of themes underneath, which I really really dig. So it's actually smarter than it looks, and so I do enjoy that one.
I would have to
Okay.
say, I mean, I grew up watching Robotech and the Macross Saga, so that was always been one of my favorite shows. That and Voltron growing up, so those two I really liked. And then it's kind of funny. My older brother actually had his own anime shop in Denton, and he would bring home some of the coolest stuff. But he brought and introduced me to Record of Lotus War. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that one, but that was
Yep.
one of my favorites.
Okay.
And I got to give
Well,
some
I-
special love, a special shout out to Cowboy Bebop, but that was
Okay.
more of a limited series. So
My personal choices would have been Akira the movie and Death Note and Battleship Yamato or Starship Blazers, because fuck you, Alien X. You don't know what old school is if you haven't seen
well, I mean, if you want to
Starship
go that,
Blazers.
you can go like Vampire Hunter D, or you can go the Bubblegum Crisis.
Yeah.
Well,
God,
I'm going with the
fucking Ninja Scroll.
Ninja
How
Scroll.
old do you think I am there, Tony?
Way too young is what is my answer to that question.
Younger than the man sitting underneath you.
That's right.
All right, if you had to venture a guess, how old do you think I am?
42.
No, I would guess that gentleman there is what, in his late 20s, early 30s?
37.
37. Okay, well, there you go.
See, it's that ginger skin
Well,
that
yeah.
makes you look
So,
good for
yeah,
your
no.
age.
You teenagers all look the same to me.
Hey, wow.
Fair
I've got a super chat from Bella Charge. Says, for more awesome artwork, 10 New Zealand, Dallas. Thank you, Bella Charge. Appreciate you. Yeah. All right. So now we're done. I'm done. We're getting out of here. You know why we're getting out of here?
You sure?
Because we're going to be right back here in a few short hours. And I want to have some sort of,
Well,
sex with sleep.
I'm going to be listening to you guys as I drive 4 hours tomorrow. It's going to be some
Why
stuff.
are you driving
okay.
4 hours on a Sunday? Please tell me it's because you go into a camping trip or a fishing trip.
Told you there'd be another question.
No, I know, right? But one of my buddies moved to Indiana about a year and a half ago. So me and another buddy, we're going to go visit. We haven't seen him in
Okay,
a
so
long
it's
time.
recreation. That's good. All right.
Hi, I'm in Indiana.
Right? Pretty much.
Delaware.
No.
I've been
Yeah.
telling. So Johnny, what was Vanessa going to do to the 64 Fender Strat? Do you remember?
I remember it. I'm not getting caught up in this. Damn it.
Because she would have made
Yes,
modifications
she
to
was
it.
gonna file down the nuts to take out the buzz and the low E string. Fucking hell. All right, PhD Tony, say goodbye.
goodbye.
All right, there we go. That was short, sweet, and to the point. Alien X, say goodbye.
Goodbye. No. Yeah, thanks for having me. I had fun. I didn't really talk much, but I apologize. So, but it was good stuff,
man.
man. So,
J.L.
thank you.
Warren, say goodbye.
Everybody, thank you for having me. Thank you, Johnny, for having me. Like and subscribe to PhD Tony. Like and subscribe to Alien X Gaming. Like and subscribe to Week in Horror and JL Warren. Like and subscribe to The Plot Hole. I'm out.
All right. How does that go again? Let's see here. We are going to, just because I love this so much. Flat Derp. What is going on? I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Golly. I'm just breaking stuff. Here we go.
is Indiana? Are you west or east? Are you in
I'm
Texas?
northwest of Chicago. He lives past Indianapolis. I mean,
Okay.
Indianapolis,
Okay.
3 hours.
Let's see where you're at. Okay.